And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From McCovey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes! 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 Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
Oh, anybody
All right.
else?
Welcome
Fired
to
up.
Giant Sports Talk Live here on this Monday night. Took a couple of days off, Glenn. I feel
Oh, I'm ready to go after the
Yeah.
Vince Russo night. We needed a couple of breathers. Had to take
dude.
a breath there, man.
For those
How
of
you
you guys who
doing?
missed it, yeah, I'm doing great.
Good.
Back in the saddle again, as they say. Yeah, if you guys haven't been able to take a look at it yet, you got to go check out the interview we had with Vince Russo there on Friday. Man, that was so much damn fun. I really enjoyed myself. That was a good time. Dan came in. It was awesome, dude.
Somebody's peeking.
I consider Vince a friend. We've been talking for a while. He's a good guy, man. I really enjoy talking to him. For those of you guys, for those of you guys who are really big into wrestling, the guy has a bunch of podcasts that he does, both on his own stuff, and he goes on his other people's channels as well. So yeah, go check out Vince if you like wrestling. And then he'll come on here occasionally and talk Giants baseball. It's a lot of fun, man. Good times, man. Absolutely good times. But hey, Glenn, we're back at it again. 1 day away from pitchers and catchers reporting for spring training. It's we're on the doorstep. I tell you what, I'm excited about baseball. There's no doubt about it. I am absolutely ecstatic about baseball starting again. I can't say the same for the team that I root for.
Well, I don't know
how
about
feel.
that, Eric. You're
how I feel.
anybody who is logging in, just joining us. Welcome in to Giant Sports Talk Live on a Monday night. Expectations, Eric.
Yeah. Yes.
Any avenues you could take there? I have
Yes, there is.
expectations for Wilmer. Whoa! I almost dropped the computer. I have expectations for Wilmer. I have well, not too much as far as expectations. Don't they also include a little bit of getting to see guys see what they do, like Jung Hoo, for example. I wouldn't call it expectations for him, but I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. Then you could also say it could be this is opening a whole can of worms, but expectations as a group for the season.
Yeah, that's okay. There you go. And Architect, he talked about this right before we went live. My expectations of the Giants identify with which young players to be part of the next competitive Giants team in hopefully 2 years. A little bit, that's a bit aggressive, but that's okay. As for wins in 2025, I'd say around 75, give or take a few. So there you go. Again, this is his expectations. And it kind of goes what you're saying. I'm looking at, for me, for this year, it's probably going to be like this for a few years. Identifying, as he said, the players who are going to be part of the future. Because right now, as a collective, I've made my thoughts known. My thoughts are known on where I feel with this damn team. Yes, I say damn team. Okay, you know what? Let's get right into this, because before we get into the expectations, Dave Tobener with the SF Gate had a fantastic article. And the reason why I say it fantastic, because kind of goes along with what we kind of been saying here. And you know what? I'm going to give props to a few people. As I read it, there's going to be a few people I'm going to give props to because they were on it from the very beginning. So those of you, make sure you guys hang around. I'll give you guys your hey, You guys out there saying it, I'm going to give you your credit. Absolutely. All right, let's get into this. So SF Gate. It's impossible to explain what the SF Giants did this offseason. And look at the byline. Columnist Dave Tobener, again, guys, follow him on Twitter. Guy's awesome. Takes the Giants to task for a confounding offseason. Hey, look at this.
Confounding.
Look at this. We got a press guy who works for a publication in the Bay Area who's going to take the Giants to task. Imagine that. And guess what? They're not haters. He's not a hater. The guy, I think, is, if you follow him on Twitter, the guy is pretty down the middle.
No, you know what, Eric? When it comes to haters, I don't care if you got anything bad to say about Eric, I'm going to stick up for him. You got anything to say bad about me, I'll stick up for myself.
Right on. Hey,
but I find it ironic. I was taking a sneak peek today. I know you answer some of them. I was taking a look at some of the. I was in, doing some housekeeping on our channel. So I decided to read over the last few days, last week. They leave their comments, secondary comments. Sure. I wish they'd leave some of those live so I could counter directly. Man, they come at you hard, but they do it. It's sort of like they do it when they're way down the street.
Yeah. I got you.
Like I just found some of them. Talk about confounding. Some of their takes. There's things they like about the channel, things they don't like, things they don't like about me. I'm like, hey,
and first and foremost,
the channel, talk about it.
First and foremost, look, everyone has their own ideas, and that's awesome. I love it. I want to hear what people think. But one thing I don't stand for, and I think you understand this too, Glenn, don't ever question whether or not we are a fan of the San Francisco Giants. I've been a fan of the San Francisco Giants since the 80s, since I was a child, right? I don't come on here and do this podcast every damn day nearly. Talking about the Giants if I didn't care about the Giants. I care deeply about the Giants. Do I care deeply about the people who are running the current organization? Absolutely not. Because to me, that is not about the team. It's more than that. It's a lot deeper than that. So
and we didn't want to let anybody down, but given the fact that we promised a 365-day show, but there's been nothing. There's nothing. You know what? We needed a couple of days off too, because I said to Eric, I said, we had the Super Bowl yesterday. We would have lost out. Everybody's channels were talking football, and that was the kind of the main focus of the day.
What's up, Mike?
Eric, things are going to ramp up, man. Like 2 days.
It is.
2 days off wouldn't hurt, man. So hopefully everybody out there in the audience is cool with that. When you do this every freaking night.
Absolutely.
And you don't have a lot. I mean, you and I can make stuff up, but
oh gosh, man, dude, it's tough. And and that's why Friday was so much fun, because we're able to get someone else on here to talk, with Vince. And Vince, he brings the energy every time he comes in. It's awesome. You could tell he's a dedicated, but he also has questions too. I mean, if you guys listen to the interview, he wasn't sitting here rah type of stuff. He understood that there were some issues here with the club. So it's all about just everyone has their own opinion. I get it, but what I try to do, and I think you try to do as well, Glenn, is we try to keep it as balanced as possible. We'll when things are good, we'll say it's good. When things are shitty, I mean, goodness gracious. Right, Glenn? What was I doing for the first 3 months? I was doing nothing but sticking up for the club. Thinking, because I honestly thought they were could kind of go in a different direction. But
when the hype train, I know you like that word. When the hype train goes rolling through, Eric's the conductor. Right?
Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
But I also like to balance things. I've always said it. I like to call a spade. And hey, don't question me being a Giants fan when who the hell is a bigger fan of Wilmer Flores than me?
Well, there you go.
Hey.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into this now. Dave Tobener, good stuff.
You start reading it. Little Wilmer Flores got to go to the bathroom, I think. So I hear so I got to go look after him. But I'm listening. I'll be back in about 30 seconds.
All right. Pitchers and catchers report this week, tomorrow, which means another season of San Francisco Giants baseball is just weeks away. Have you caught the fever? I need more cowbell. By the way, written today, Dave Tobener. Got to make sure. If you guys want to take a look at the article, all you got to do is look in the description of this video, and I put a link into it. So go check out Dave and his work.
All righty.
It's easy to understand if you have not yet caught said fever. Because after a thrilling start to the winter, signing the best shortstop on the market in Willie Adames to a franchise record contract, the Giants basically closed up shop.
Gone fishing. Yep.
A few weeks where they were listed as the favorite to sign Corbin Burns. Oh, shit!
Go to the Diamondbacks. Go to the D-backs.
We're a nice distraction, but in the end, the team added Adames,
Who's that?
soon to be 42-year-old Justin Verlander, and some innocuous depth options. Innocuous depth options. They gave away one of the Rogers twins to clear about half of his salary from the books, but any hopes of them reinvesting that money into a roster upgrade is declining with each passing day. So you could see he's not happy. He's not exactly singing the praises of what the club is doing.
No, he's not mincing words, though, man. He's just
not.
telling it like it is.
He's telling it like it is. Absolutely. All right, let's continue. Once again, the Giants come into spring training with the look of a team that perhaps can compete for a wild card spot if literally everything breaks their way. Glenn, we talked about this with Vince. Vince said it. Vince said the same thing. If everybody is doing what they're supposed to be doing, if it breaks their way, I think Dan even mentioned if another team is kind of faltering. Yes, you've said it, Glenn. Everything, that's the thing, is you can't sit there and have a strategy of hope or is everyone going to be meeting quote unquote set expectations, right? It's a tall ask, right? Just like that.
Hey, man, tall ass. Well,
yeah.
I'm going to have to put him to bed again, man. He's rambunctious. He wants camera time, I think.
All right, no worries.
He's a kitten, so you know he's mischievous.
I get it.
Like, oh, am I still here?
You're
Hello?
here. You're here.
Can you see me?
I see you.
I've lost you, so I might have to reboot.
Oh, hell. I see you, though.
I don't know where you went.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're louder.
Okay, you're
I'm back.
all right, cool.
He stepped on the keyboard, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've had one of my cats do that before when I'm putting together a thumbnail or a movie, and it pisses me off.
And I went to
what's up, Mario? All right, here we go.
All right.
Only this time, they won't be in the luxury tax bracket. Exciting! The sarcasm just is oozing through the screen. Here we go. After the Dodgers won the World Series, I wrote that the Giants fans rightly would not accept another ho-hum offseason with marginal upgrades across the board. And while Adames is clearly a legitimate addition, this is otherwise the same roster as last year minus Blake Snell. Let me reiterate this. This is otherwise the same roster as last year minus Blake Snell. The Giants
now I know you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, let me finish this real quick. The Giants are banking on big steps forward for many of their young players, but they banked on that last season too, and things didn't quite turn out the way they'd hoped.
You poo-poo on the fact that, I want to ask you straight out. Are you glad that Snell's gone? Because I'm not.
Ooh. Well,
he had a terrible first half, and all things considered, missed training camp, got hurt. Second half, Eric, he was on fire, man. Through the no-hitter, he was going deeper into innings, which isn't his forte. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he says that, he hit it nail on the head. Same roster, got a shortstop, lose Snell. So you lose Snell, you get a bigger bat in the lineup, but I think everything washes out at the end of the day, Eric. As far as the roster, but you get Jung-Hoo hopefully back for a full season. But you've heard me on the show say new faces, fresh faces.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Fresh faces and new places.
Yeah.
I just even opening day will be upon us here. This is the first time in a long time. I just don't have there's not that excitement of a fresh. Yeah. Sort of like a new season. Yay, new season. Same lineup.
Yeah, it might, with the exception of the.
You feel the
addition of
same
Tobener.
way? I hope I'm not alone in this, man. But it just
Christian, I'll show you his Twitter here in a bit. You give him a follow. He's good. He's really good. Dave Tobener, SF Gate. You'll like him.
All right, it just like you said, I think he's bang on there. You lose Snell, you get Adamas. So
right, you see, you really look. And to answer your question, would you like to look? Would I have liked to have Blake Snell now that you've missed out on every other pitcher? Yeah, right. I mean, I would have taken
out of Burns, Eric. I think pitching takes a hit this year.
Here we go. Would I have taken Snell over a 42-year-old Justin Verlander? Yes, I would have.
Hell yes.
Right? I would have. Would I have taken Snell over a Corbin Burns? No, I would have rather have Corbin Burns. And I thought that was the play. I think everybody thought that was the play, and it just unfortunately didn't plan out. Here we go. It would be somewhat understandable or even appreciated if the Giants simply decided we're nowhere close to competing with the Dodgers, let alone the Padres and the D-backs. Listen to what he's saying here. Again, Dave Tomer is pretty. He's not a guy like, I guess we could say like us. The guy's pretty down the middle. If the Giants simply decided they were nowhere close to competing with the Dodgers, let alone the Padres and D-backs, and went about constructing their roster with that in mind, a vocal portion of the base has been clamoring for a full-on rebuild for years. But the Giants are hesitant to commit to that direction for various reasons. Okay, first off, here we go. I got to give credit where credit is due. Senior softball games, he was calling for a rebuild. From the very beginning, he called for a rebuild. To a certain extent, Glenn, you've talking about doing a rebuild, right? I think you said if we're not going to get the big guys, if you're not going to go out there and spend, to just do a rebuild. I think that's kind of the line you took. Cryptic Trader, who's also watches the show occasionally, he's another one that said, hey, let's go ahead and do a full rebuild. There's a few who talked about, hey, maybe we should go about doing a rebuild.
Hey, when I call it a rebuild, we got some young pieces, Eric, already, like half a roster that I'm quite happy with. When I say a rebuild, I don't mean tear this thing down and go with a rookie lineup and, just clean out the deadwood.
Right. I get what you're saying. And I know what you're talking about.
I can name the three again, but I think you know who I'm talking about. Three, you can just clean out the deadwood.
Right.
Flores. Oh, speaking of Flores, I'll be right back. Son of a.
All right, here we go. Again, a vocal portion of the fan base has been clamoring for a full-on rebuild for years, but the Giants are hesitant to commit to that direction for various reasons. Again, a vocal portion. Take that for what you will. Decreased ticket sales might be the biggest of those reasons, but I can't imagine attendance is going to spike much if they spend another year hovering around 500 either. He's spot on, right? You're worried about tickets. If you're worried about ticket sales, well, guess what? They're already falling. They're already having issues with season ticket holders and the numbers that are reapplying to be a season ticket holder. It's dropping, and it's dropping every single year that you decide to stay mid. Okay. Just the way it is. Okay. So if a rebuild is off the table, it would stand to reason that the Giants, with their enormous financial resources, would do whatever they could to compete financially with the rest of the division. So if a rebuild is off the table, it would stand to reason that the Giants, with their enormous financial resources, would do whatever they could to compete financially with the rest of their division. Look, guys, I'm not the only one coming out here saying the Giants got plenty of freaking money to go out there and do what they want to do. We got journalists that are saying the same damn thing. But they could do that.
Complacency, man. They're just happy. They're content. This is a content ownership group.
Now, here we go. They may not have to be, they may not have been able to match LA's payroll, but they certainly could have afforded to add more pieces than they have.
At least 2 more.
High leverage reliever like Tanner Scott. I didn't care for him, but yeah, he would have been good. Or Kirby Yates, both of whom who now wear blue, would have been a welcome addition. Or a first base upgrade, something that you talked about, Glenn, who could have kept the seat warm for Bryce Eldridge. Maybe another outfield bat to lengthen the lineup, which have I said. And other people, of course, not just me.
We didn't confer with this guy either. It's like he's reading our mind.
No. And I give some protection to Adames and Matt Chapman.
Yeah.
Moves like that may have pushed them closer to the luxury tax again, but the Giants are one of the handful of teams that can afford to live there. And it would have given them more credence to the idea that they're really trying to make the playoffs. Right? Does that make sense? If you really want to go and make a valiant effort to get a wild card, well, then act like you want to make a valiant effort for the wild card. Because right now, it doesn't seem like they've done that. That's just my opinion.
All right, let's be honest. When the season starts and it's opening day, Eric, deep down in your heart of hearts, in the cockles of your heart, you enter this. If you're going to be a realist, you have some expectation of whether you're a playoff team or not. So how do you feel? I ain't too confident, Eric.
No, again, like he said, you're gonna have to be dependent on some of these young players to have that for them to have good seasons.
Yeah, I know, but it's ridiculous. You started the whole. I know you're going to continue, but you started this whole interview process or the read by saying that all the chips got to fall into place.
Exactly.
That's why, Eric. That's why when you bet on a ball game, you can win one. You can win tomorrow. You can win 3 or 4 in a row. When you start parlaying things, Eric,
right,
and you got to get 6 or 7 of the games right. Very, very. In all the years I used to bet, I got 1 right. A parlay of 6 games. I got all 6 once. Why? Because things don't fall into place like that, Eric.
Yeah, right. I see what you're saying. Because you got to realize, not only are you having to rely on these young guys to come and contribute, but you got to have the guys who cashed the big checks. Something Marty Lurie says quite often. Those are the guys they got to be your quote unquote carriers. Chapman, Adames, Jung-Hoo Lee. Those are your guys who get to pay the big bucks. They're the ones that also are going to have to make some significant contributions. So everything has to hit, so to speak.
And I'm not underestimating the San Francisco Giants, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling it like it is.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Underestimating.
Instead, the organization is mired in the mushy middle.
Yes.
Something Dan has mentioned this quite often, right? You can't be in the middle. You got to pick a lane, right? Isn't that something he's been touting that for freaking years? Pick a lane. And Dave is talking about this. Pick a rebuild, spend the money, one or the other. Maybe you could do a little bit of both, but don't be in the middle. And that's what he's saying. The organization is mired in the mushy middle.
I think they're mired there because that's what they're content with, Eric.
If
I'm the owner,
here we go.
I have no money to buy a ball club. But if I own the Giants, Eric, I take a little pride, Eric.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to, as the owner, I wouldn't want to show my face around there with a team that doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Real quick. They say they want to develop their prospects and give them a chance to shine. And then guys like Luis Matos and Marco Luciano are shuttled down to Sacramento the minute they start to struggle. Again, we don't know if that's going to happen this year because that happened under the previous regime, which there is news on that we'll talk about in a little bit. They have the financial muscle to sign impact players like Chapman and Adames to long-term deals, but they don't go any further. The result for the last few years has been a team that lives on the fringes. never quite getting over the hump as a wild card contender, and certainly not challenging for the division. It's a 500 mindset, and that's exactly what they have become. There's the last bit of it here. Is that not true? That's what they've become. Here, this is poignant here. It's a 500 mindset, and that's exactly what they have become. Again, I didn't write this, guys. And again, nobody is saying that they must spin like the Dodgers. It's probably impossible for anyone to spin like them anyway. But the Giants could easily be in that next tier of spenders. The teams that add quality pieces and live on the edge of the luxury tax, unafraid to venture into it. They did that last year to diminish returns. But that doesn't mean that they shouldn't ever do it again. Giants fans are hungry for a team to spend as they should. Just look at the reaction across social media when the team signed Adames and was rumored to be the favorite for Burns as proof. The Giants fans would also be accepting of a rebuild if there was a clear vision for the future. When the Giants fans are not going, what Giants fans are not going to accept is another boring season of near 500 ball followed by an offseason of a team saying they gave it their best shot.
Whoop-de-freaking-do.
That's
what are we giving out? What are we giving? Giant Sports Talk Live giving out participation awards tonight?
I tell you what, man, I love this. I'm glad that someone is actually writing the stuff that I have been saying, and I think you've been saying it too, Glenn. Dan has been saying it. This is the issue right here, man. This is the problem. I'm going to read this paragraph one more time. I love it. Giants fans are hungry for a team to spend as they should. What does that mean? In other words, spin like you're the fifth richest team in baseball, right? That's what that means. Just look at the reaction across social media when the team signed Adames and was rumored to be the favorite for Burns as proof. Giants fans would also be accepting of a rebuild. Senior, Glenn, Dan has talked about that.
Eric.
Yeah. If there was a clear vision for the future, again, a clear vision for the future. What Giants fans are not going to accept is another boring season at near 500 ball, followed by an offseason of a team saying they gave it the best shot.
You think fans aren't going to be sticking around for a 500 team, Eric? They'll still go to the ballpark. They'll put up.
They're still
put up with it.
Look, you can't. There's no way you're going to.
You and I put up with it. We're here every day.
Look, you're not going to convince the majority of the fans. You'll convince some of them, but no, you're not going to get all of them. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Whatever excitement was generated after Adames' move has been almost completely disappeared. Again, whatever excitement, and this goes along with how I've been feeling, was generated after Adames' move has almost completely disappeared. This is one of the least anticipated Giants seasons I can remember, which is crazy when you consider A, the Niners just had a lousy year and missed the playoffs, and B, the Warriors have been very ordinary this year. But the Warriors just added Jimmy Butler, and the NFL hot stove is about to start in earnest. The Giants have their work cut out for them if they want to grab the Bay Area's attention, something you've been talking about, Dick Glenn. And nothing seems to indicate they're up to the task. Hope springs eternal, though, and if you squint hard enough, you may be able to see a path to October for the Giants. Unfortunately for them, their fans have their eyes wide open.
Oh, great finish. I'm bringing it hard.
Woo! Again, guys, this is Dave Tobener. Give him a follow here. Matter of fact, I'll find his I'll go find his Twitter real quick. So you guys know who I'm talking about. You guys may already know who this guy is. There he is right here.
Jesus.
Make sure you guys give him a follow. He puts out some really good stuff. He tweets quite often. For those of you guys who don't know who he is, there he is, right there. GGG or GG Giants. And you could be able to follow him. There you go. Check him out. Give him a follow. I think he would appreciate that. And he interacts quite often. So there you go. There we go. Interesting, though, that we got someone in the press that's kind of saying the same stuff that we've been saying on here for quite a while. Same stuff that Dan has been saying over there on NorCal as well. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to make contact with Eric and see what he feels about it over there at Hum Baby, see how he feels about that article, because I think it's quite interesting. I think he kind of hits the nail on the head. All right.
Yep.
He does. And again, we're going to just see how it's going to have to play out. Or I should say play out. Pitchers and catchers report tomorrow. Again, baseball is getting ready to start. I'm looking forward to baseball. Can't wait for baseball to start. But let's see what the heck happened. Let's see what happens with the Giants. It looks like this is who the team's going to be. I know there's a lot of people think, the Giants are going to get a trade done. Well, no, the trade's not happening. The guy, all the touting, and that's another thing that's pissed me off. And all this touting of, hey, we got a gunslinger in the GM who knows how to get some trades done. That was touted. And what's happened? Nothing's happened. Not a damn thing has happened as far as trades is concerned with the San Francisco Giants. Well,
and now, another Giant Sports Talk Live hot take from Senior Softball Games.
What did he do?
He's always talking about trades, isn't he?
Yeah.
We'd like to see Webb go.
Not really hard to figure out. I honestly don't know why they're holding on to Webb. People aren't buying season tickets to watch him. You may be on to something, my friend. You may be on to something.
I think if they're looking, Eric, I feel I like Webb. I mean, I'm not the nicest guy, but
when he gets the ball, though,
good pitcher.
Yes,
good pitcher. Truly, this is what I call when I'm talking about a rebuild. Truly, by the time we're competitive, is he going to be our starting ace pitcher, Eric? I think time is a factor with some of these players, especially Webb. Now, you can say, all right, 4-5 years from now, well, he's still under contract. We got him for another year. He can be a big role player as, he's a starter and he eats innings. But every year that goes by, he gets a year older, Eric, and is he really a part of our future then moving forward from there?
Yep.
Again, I think it just also plays into the fact that Giants fans, a lot of the fandom, think that this is wait till next year, Eric. We'll compete for the division next year. Oh.
I know. But you gotta work your way to it. Senior, yes, Webb isn't Timmy Electric. Absolutely. Look, there's no way. I mean, I honestly, I don't even know who's on the horizon to be on the same quote unquote, as you say, electric as Tim. There's no one on the horizon that has that.
No.
What do you want to call it? Persona of Tim. Ibrahim, what's up, Ibrahim? I hope you're feeling better, man. Players aren't dumb. They know this isn't a playoff contending roster. They'll bleed into their performance that'll bleed into their performance at some point. Always does post break when they realize they're a third wild card team at best. Man, I don't even know if they're a third at this particular time. I don't even see it. You're a little bit more positive than I am on that. I don't think they're a wild card team.
No.
Again, on paper. Things could change once the season starts, of course. But, yeah. But I thought that we should have gone over that because that article just came out today. Quite interesting.
And it's not just the veterans. It's not just the veterans to me. So for example, Carson Whisenhunt, a lot of expectations, Eric. When are we going to see him? He ain't ready. Somebody made a pretty snide comment. I had said last week, here we are with a guy who's one of our top prospects, Carson Whisenhunt, who's a one-pitch pitcher. He's like, you don't think this team can teach him 3 new pitches? I'm like, well, probably not. But again, then don't expect to see him for a while.
Yeah, he's got
to come to the major leagues with a one-pitch arsenal, Eric.
You have to come in with you got to have command of your fastball, and you got to have 2 other pitches. You have to.
I think he'd be great trade bait, man. If somebody's willing to take him. I don't want to. As far as our prospects, when you get a guy who's in the organization a few years and you're talking about babysitting him, I'd rather move on already.
Well, the problem is it seems like the Giants are opposed to trading said players. So what? I'm not going to even go. I'm not going to even talk about that right now. Hey guys, this came out yesterday.
Fill in the blank.
This came out yesterday, guys. I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to taint the pool, as they say. I will not taint the pool with how I feel about this. But guys, I'm going to play the hype video that came out from the San Francisco Giants last night after the Super Bowl. You guys tell me. I want to hear your honest assessment of what you think of this hype video from the San Francisco Giants, guys. Does this get you excited? Let's go.
Baseball is back.
Here in the Bay, it's more than just a game.
Don't believe us?
Just watch.
Sat him down on 3.
It's right tirando Leones Rider.
It's our team. It's our city.
This is our house.
A leaping edge.
This is Giants baseball.
Giants.
We don't give in.
We give it all to win.
He got it with the tag. Lives and makes the catch.
From the first pitch to the last out.
Got him.
The Bay doesn't just show up.
We show out.
Gigantes, ¿están listos?
Are you ready?
Get in on the action.
Giants baseball. Nothing like it.
Don't all cheer
What do
at
you
once.
think?
I don't know. It looked more like a baseball card commercial for Upper Deck than Major League Baseball team, Eric. It was.
I'm going to tell you something right now.
That's a lot of gimmick. It looks like it's a Saturday morning cartoon commercial.
I'll tell you what bugs me the most is the players looked absolutely asleep. There's no excitement. Giants baseball.
It's our city.
Nothing like it. Giants baseball.
Well, you got Mr. Personality, Bob Melvin, in there.
Giants baseball.
I don't know. It's just Eric.
Where's the excitement? Holy crap, man. I want to hear some. Come on, give some freaking emotion. Come on, let's go or something.
They could have lifted clips of our show and put them on there. Let's go. Let's do it.
And the host, look, I'm not going to harp on the host too much, but they were kind of corny. And it was just.
Oh, Eric, I told you. That's Sun. Do you ever?
I'm sorry, that hype video did absolutely nothing.
Do you ever watch the Sunday? They give a lot of hype out to their Sunday afternoon post-game show. I think I can't wait to turn the TV off.
It's just
cheesy.
Cheesy, and it didn't do nothing.
Live from the 415 Club. Cheesy.
Does that hype you up? I mean, honestly, does it hype you up? Because for me, I can produce better hype videos from my freaking den than I can over there at Oracle Park right now. I mean, I don't understand. It just seemed lackluster. It seemed like there was no emotion behind it.
I hope you get what I'm saying, Eric. Is it fair to say I always say that when it comes, even their production, you play that video, to me, there's vibrancy, everything else, all these other teams. I watch the MLB package, Eric. I get to see what other teams do in their pregame shows and the postgame shows, their broadcasts, the voices of the announcers, the whole kit and caboodle. And it always feels like I'm watching in black and white when all these other fans are watching high def. Well, it's just so black and white, mundane. Another word, Eric, mundane, boring. I don't know. I don't know.
Tell me, what's more exciting, this or this? more excited from that than that hype video to get ready for a season. And it's not just because I made it. I think it's better. That's just me.
And Eric, I love they say in their video, their production, this is our house. Well, better do some housekeeping. 42-39 isn't a whopping record on home court.
Yeah, I know. Barely 500. I know. Yes, Johnny, what's up, man? Absolutely.
I think people also fail to keep in mind, Eric, take into consideration that hot streak. Second week of September. They won. They did like 8-9 in a row, or 8-9 at a 10 or 12. I mean, if you took that out of the equation, Eric, you got a 72-win ball club.
Yeah.
The
Soto video. The Soto video was freaking. I love the Soto video.
I love the Soto video. I love that one because it's got action. Then you need me at the end. Giants baseball, bringing it home to the city by the bay. Get your season tickets today. Call.
Would have been nice, but
this is our house.
Yeah, I know.
Giants baseball. Are we kidding? You are kidding, but you can't pull a fast one on Eric and Glenn.
It's just again. It's little things like this. Again, this is what I'm talking about. This has been a fail after fail with the public relations with the San Francisco Giants, where it's just not adding up. It's just not adding up. I bet you do, Armand. I bet you do. Let me see that. Let me see that new avatar of yours. Yeah, it's what I thought. Look at that. He's got Soto. He's got freaking the polar bear, and it looks like, is that Lindor? Yeah, of course. Must be nice to have Soto, Alonso, and Lindor. Not to mention Vientos.
Even when I do my radio work, Eric, you want to come in with some kind of a professionalism. It just lacked.
It did. That's very good. Yes, the production level wasn't.
It was like it was done at a university media course.
Right. That's the problem. Is you're a fifth richest team, and this is what you're going to do. But it's just kind of. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Dilly. As a prospective marketing major, I couldn't agree more. Their marketing department is exceptionally corny. Thank you. Right, Dilly? Dilly, I bet you if you and I were able to brainstorm something, I bet you we could come up with something pretty freaking damn good. Much better than what the hell the San Francisco Giants do. And considering we don't have all the tools available. I mean, yeah, I got freaking Adobe, which is pretty freaking awesome, but I guarantee you we probably could put something together way better than what the San Francisco Giants did for the beginning of your 2025 season. It's just no, Robert. But anyways, let's talk about exception. All right, expectations.
Giants baseball, bringing it home to the city by the bay. And some people like it. You can't turn Mikey O off.
That's fine.
Hey, it's not that bad.
Some people, I look at it a little bit more, but yeah.
It's sort of like the ball club in general. I'm looking for a little more meat in the bone.
Come and grab the meat on the show of the Giants. That's nice, Dilly. I love it. All right, let's talk about this. Expectations. Man, this is going to be tough. Willy Adames. I'm really interested to see how Willy Adames is going to perform in Oracle Park as compared. And he's going to have to play 82 games in Oracle Park. Much different than 82 games at Miller. I call it Miller. I know it's family, loan, life, something, whatever. It's Miller Park. So it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm interested to see how his bat is going to playing 82 games in Oracle Park. Is he going to be the same kind of hitter that he was, or is he going to adjust to the ballpark, so to speak?
We have to wait and see.
Now, that's going to be an expectation. I'd much rather see less home runs and a higher average and just knocking in runs. Much rather see that. I'd rather see him batting 260, 265 with 20 home runs, but with like 90 RBIs or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him being able to knock in the guys that are ahead of him. That's the key. And of course, at shortstop, man, it's not easy playing shortstop. He's going to have to, he's going to have to bring it when it comes to the defense and the glove. So He's going to have to play both sides of the ball at a really good level. The Giants are going to be dependent on him. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, I'm going to break it down very quickly, Eric. You got a catcher who hasn't proven he can hit. First base, a duo if you want.
He
can't produce any runs. You got a short second baseman who's not much more than a rookie himself, who I don't know, is he really a second baseman? You got Adames, got to wait and see. Could be something there. Chapman, great defense. Got to see what he can do with the bat. Ramos, sky's the limit. Jung-Hoo, jury's still out. I think it's going to be good. Right field, geez. So there's a lot of Jesus in there, Eric.
Yep.
And then you got Robert Rothberg in here every night going, the sky's not falling. Things are great. They're going to win 90 games. This is, don't put them down. Okay, Eric, they're going to have a great year.
Okay,
Eric, he might play 500. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
It's not.
Okay, let's get into this real quick. Hold on. Let me find this real quick.
I'd rather spend the summer fishing down in the Verdigris. I can't even say it. Verdigris River.
Verdigris River.
Yeah. Only you would know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. The pilot. But do I want to play it here? Or do I want... Let me play it. Let me get over here.
One for you and one for you. Yeah, Larry Bear. 95 wins. But we're not worried about the Dodgers. You should be. Eric, you should be worried about the Dodgers. You should be keeping a close eye on your competition, my friend.
Oh, you want to see something about the Dodgers? Someone say something about Dodgers? Who said something about Dodgers?
I was hoping I steered.
Okay, I got something on the Dodgers. We're going to play that in a minute. But let's take a listen what MLB Network had to say about the San Francisco Giants. Let's look. It's going to be a quick one here because
Robert, they can't prove you wrong. They'd have to win 118 games.
San Francisco Giants haven't posted a winning record since 2021. Will the addition of Willie Adames and the emerging talent turn things around? Here we go. Let's listen to what Harold Reynolds had to say.
I love Eldridge, where he's headed. Harrison's upside as well. Fitzgerald, giving everybody fits.
Yeah.
So, and then you look at, what they're trying to do the rest of the way. Huge upside. I still think they've got a long way to climb. And
did you hear that? Did you hear what he said? Long way to climb.
And it's a little icy. I'm going to have a tough time climbing that
long way to climb. I mean, they're being the list. They're excited about some. They got excited about some of these players that we got, but long way to climb. What else did they say? I can't remember.
The Dodgers and the Diamondbacks do not make it easy to get there.
Yeah.
Well, to your point, H, you look at these odds just to put a bow on it in the National League West. You'd have to bet $10,000 on the Dodgers to make the postseason if you want 100 back. So you see the highlighted teams here.
Here's the odds. Check this out. Look at all these teams over here compared to the teams over here. Yeah.
Odds making the postseason. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th in that listing.
And how many spots are there? There's 6. 6. That's it. Well, I shouldn't say 6. Division's out of the question. 3.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say 6. What are you talking about?
Sorry, my bad.
You're just sneaking in here.
I know.
Say you, Robert. I feel like watching Mission Impossible. You're going to peel the mask off. It's Robert Rothberg.
Okay, well, there you go. This is, again, games haven't been played yet. But this is Vegas talking.
This is going to be a crowded field. The Giants obviously have an uphill climb here, as do the Padres to a certain extent.
No, it's going to be very difficult. But Buster Posey, I think he brings an element to that front office that maybe has been missing a little bit. And I know that they're very excited in Northern California for the Giants in 2025. All right.
Okay.
Dude, it's not hard to tell you do the show in New York City, because if he's bringing something dynamic to the team, I haven't seen it. Where is it?
No.
This is another thing, Eric. This is another thing. I hope that this doesn't prolong the agony and allow this to fester year after year. You could be Buster Posey. You can look at Buster Posey's record as a ball player, World Series champion 3 times over, Eric, an all-star. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame. But if this team doesn't win for the next 3, 4, 5 years, you can't keep going, oh, but he's Buster Posey, Eric.
Right.
At the end of the day, doesn't matter who he is, got to get the job done. I love Harold Reynolds. They got an upside. They got this. They got that. But that's a tough hill to climb.
Here we go.
Eric says
you wanted to hear about Dodgers, right? You wanted to hear about Dodgers?
Well, this one will make me smile, at least, when we're talking about it. Usually I frown. This one will make me happy. This is a good one.
While we're talking about 500, the Dodgers are talking about the golden era of LA Dodgers. The golden era.
Oh, I thought you were going to break out the information that came out today. Okay, save that next.
Oh, we'll do that next.
From a big picture standpoint, our goal is for when we look back on this period, for this to be considered the golden era of Dodger baseball. And that to me sets such an incredibly high bar that as long as we are striving for that and working towards that and trying to get better at everything we do, the more fulfilling and satisfying it is, more success that we'll have, etc. So I think that captures it as succinctly as I can from a big.
There you go. They want to look back at this as the golden era of Dodger baseball.
Eric, if
totally
they
different timelines.
decade, in the next 10 years, if they don't win another World Series, Eric, they very well may be the golden era of Dodger baseball, simply because of what they've built.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that roster, Eric. That may be the greatest. This may be the greatest team in the history of baseball.
Yeah. This is you know what gets me? You got the Dodgers talking about the golden era of baseball, and we're just trying to freaking get above 500.
They got the golden era of baseball. We got the Golden Gate Bridge.
Just look, and I understand two different timelines. It is. It just is. It is. You know what? I don't want to play spoiler role, Robert. I don't want to play spoiler role. I want to compete, man. That's just me. I want to compete. I don't watch baseball just to say, hey, tell me this, Robert. Well, no, I can't ask Robert. If I go to a baseball game and they lose, I'm not feeling well. It's just me. I don't sit there and, woo, we lost.
You know what spoiler role is? Do you know what a spoiler is, Eric?
That's
the team that sucks that surprisingly beats you.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I want consistent
spoiler.
That's me.
Spoiler. That means when they make the postseason, if they were to make the postseason, they were a spoiler, Eric. They snuck in. They were a spoiler. That means they're not good enough to have been there.
Right. Correct.
And again, every night with the Robert Rothberg, rah. Get him a 2-2 and a pair of pom-poms, Eric.
Yeah, right. Kenneth Sakai, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a bit. Hopefully you're doing well. The problem with the Giants is that they're not just an 80-win team. They also have no star players like between 05 and 08, which had Bonds and Lincecum and Madbum and Pose. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. No, they didn't. It was Bonds and Lincecum. After that, you could say Posey and Madbum and Pablo. And to do it, Crawford and Belt.
I am not usually agreed with, Eric. I am not afraid to go out there, but I'm shocked that Graham coming in hard on me. I said that this is the golden era. I said it was one of the greatest rosters in baseball history.
It is.
No, it's not. Not even bloody close to the best team.
No. I think it
Dude,
is.
What are you? Obviously,
and this is where I'm going with this. It's not just the lineup. There's been other lineups, but when you take the totality, the starting rotation, the bullpen, the lineup, it is
one of the greatest of all time.
One of the greatest clubs ever put together. Now, they got to go out there and prove it. That's going to be that's where they're at now. Now they got to prove it. They've put it together and they go out there.
Eric, but if we're doing the show, if this was LA Dodger, the Bums Sports Talk Live, and we were doing the show tonight saying the pitchers and catchers, they're warming up the dressing room for them right now. It's a completely different show because you and I are already geared up for opening day. How many? It wouldn't be how many are we going to win. How many do you think we'll lose, Eric? 30? 35? This is completely different, Eric. Talk about that. This, remember I said 100, and what did I say? 130 wins?
130. You said that.
No, 129. Somewhere around there, anyway. Dan says 120. I went 130.
Do you know what? That's crazy. I would have thought.
Eric,
Honestly,
it's possible.
You know what? I said that was crazy talk, but then they added Sasaki, then they added Tanner Scott, and then they whatever. Aaron actually comes in with a pretty damn good comment. Says, "Who's better, Giants or Reds?"
I think you can flip a coin. Jury would be out. I'd have to see. I mean, those two are relatively close.
Hey,
I think
is anyone,
depends on what you get from the Reds pitching.
What are they?
They had good pitching last year, though, Eric.
What is Vegas saying about their over/under for wins? Anyone out there? Can you take a look at what the what Vegas is saying about the Reds? We already know the Giants 79.5, unless I don't know if that's changed or not. That's a great question, Aaron.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. More news. Reds by a mile, right? I don't know. It's going to be close. I think they're pretty close, to be honest with you. Speaking of Dodgers, take a look. We got a new job today. Farhan Zaidi as a special advisor to dumpster diving. Dodgers have hired Farhan Zaidi as special advisor. Also be assisting Dodgers part owner and chairman Mark Walter with his other sport interests. Oh, he's dabbling into something other than baseball. What do you guys make of this?
I don't know why I can't.
Thanks, George.
Oh, you know what, Eric? The first game you can bet on online would be opening day, March 27th.
Yes, Johnny.
Okay, Eric, I'm looking at the betting line.
What are they saying?
Opening day, 3:10 p.m., March 27th. The San Francisco Giants are going to open up the season in Cincinnati. The Reds are the favorite, paying 183. The Giants are a deuce, 2.0. So the Reds are favored.
But do they have they don't have their total wins for the year? That's what I'm trying to. I just want to know because the Giants, they got them predicted at 79.5. I'm just trying to see where they got the Reds.
Geez, the Dodgers paying 155 against the Cubs.
Paul proves he was a Dodger spy. Ooh, that's, I mean, a lot of people said that. I remember even when Farhan was still part of the Giants, people were, alluding to the conspiracy theory, so to speak. The guy was a freaking mole. You know what? Let's break this. Reds are 79.5. No way, Senior. Where are the Giants?
79.5.
No way, dude.
And then the Reds are favored to beat us opening day. So take it for what you will.
Bovada has the Giants at 80. They've gone up a game. Reds at 79. They're right there. Holy shit. We're right there with the Reds, guys. Again, on paper. It's on paper. Thanks, Robert.
But that's not even putting you in what are we talking about, Eric? We're going to compete with we're talking on the show tonight, February 10th, about are we going to be competitive with the Reds so that neither of us make the postseason? Is this what we got to talk about? I'm not kidding you. Holy cow. Oh, you're killing me tonight.
Hey, look, I'm not the one that's bringing up this. It's out there. We're talking about it.
I know, but we went from like reality to now we're not even talking about can we compete with the Padres or Arizona and how do you think the chips will fall? We're talking about, all right, so a couple of teams that won't make the playoffs. The Reds, you going to be better than the Reds? Oh, my God.
Hey, guys, you tell me if I'm off on this. What's up, Mark? Yeah, their pitching usually falls late in the season, but they got some pitchers. We'll see. They're going to be in kind of the same boat that the Giants are in because they got that Lodolo kid. They got Hunter Green, and then there was another guy that they got. I can't remember who else are in the rotation, but they got some. And hey, Mark, don't forget they also got Tito Francona that's running the ship now. So it's going to be interesting. What's up, Robert?
Hey, you want a prediction? I got a good prediction for you. I'm going to just throw this dart at the board. You know who's available, Eric? I heard today or yesterday, I think it was yesterday before the Super Bowl. The Anaheim Angels don't have room, and I butcher his name. You can help me out with it if you want.
Rengifo?
Rengifo, or whatever.
Rengifo?
He's an odd man looking in at a job, Eric.
Again, it's just.
I think he's decent. He can steal you base. He's a good base stealer. I'd take him in a heartbeat, Eric.
White Sox 52 and a half. Okay, let's guys, I got something interesting.
Hey, Senior, one more. If you've got the list there and I don't have it in front of me, just curious. What say you as far as the Colorado Rockies?
I think they said they're at 60 and a half. Yeah, 60 and a half.
I think they'll be better than that.
Think they'll be better than that?
Well, these teams don't lose forever, Eric.
Rengifo. Oh, it's Rengifo. Oh, okay. It's Rengifo.
Rengifo.
So the
Well, there's a lot of G's and L's and F's in his name.
Rengifo.
Renglifo. I had drafted him in my league last year. Renglifo.
Oh.
Hey! Oh! Can I do the honors?
Yeah, go for it. Hit it.
Hit it. Nah. We got to move that one right up to the top so I know where it is.
I think it is. It's sort of kind of at the top, ain't it? Yeah, it's right at the top. Or did you just push it there? It's right at the very top. I got it.
And now, another Giant Sports Talk Live Super Chat.
Pitchers and catchers start reporting to spring training. Woo! Baseball season is here. Yes, sir, Christopher.
Christopher's in all the time. Appreciate you, buddy.
Great show. What is IT4D? Am I missing something? What does that mean? Can you translate what IT4D is?
Okay, pitchers and catchers started reporting spring training.
Thanks, Chris.
Is here.
Appreciate you, man.
IT40 ball.
I don't know. Hey, Chris, what is IT4D? I have no idea, man. But thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Thank you for the $10, man. You're awesome.
Christopher and his sister, big fans.
It's time. Oh, that's what it is. Never mind. I can't do that, Chris. Even though you donated $10, I can't say that, man.
Oh.
All right, here we go.
That's a classic line, though, for Dodgers.
It is. It's Vince Scully, man.
I miss him.
Here we go.
You know, before too long, we'll be talking about a new regime of broadcasters across the gamut. And from what I've heard, man, they don't have. I always told you I like that big ballsy, the veteran broadcaster, big presence. I can see them going cheap.
Gotcha.
Just pitch ball too. Yeah.
All right. Let's
FP Santangelo.
Okay.
Not for me.
I'm gonna ask you guys something. One guy has something in common with two moves. Who was the person responsible for going out and getting Farhan Zaidi?
Larry Bear.
Okay.
And
who was the guy responsible for having Greg Johnson take more control of the baseball club?
I was going to say Bear and Johnson, right?
Bear on both accounts. Larry Bear was the one out there talking about going out and getting Farhan Zaidi.
I guess you can't fire an owner, Eric.
Okay. Matter of fact, I got it somewhere once. Oh, for the life of me. Okay.
You know, in other sports,
I'll find it later. Okay, real quick. Larry Bear was the one out there trying to go get Farhan Zaidi. Okay. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why was Greg Johnson? Why did he take over for Larry Bear?
I know. Yeah. That's where I was going to go, Eric. Wasn't there a little dispute?
There you go.
Any other sport?
One man with those two parts of Giants history, has absolutely decimated this organization. He was the one that wanted Farhan, and because of his stupidity, he allowed Greg Johnson to take more control of the damn team, and this is what we've got. This is directly the result of bad decisions by Larry Bayer. Bad decisions by Larry Bayer has led to where we are right now as the San Francisco Giants. If he didn't have that incident, he would still be running the club. We would have heard nothing about Greg. Now, would he still have had his hands in it? Sure. But Larry Bayer is at least a little bit more of a fan than Greg Johnson. Larry Bayer is the one that went out there and wanted to get Farhan Zaidi. As a matter of fact, I did a video on this. I got to find it. Hold on. What the hell did I put it? It was a good one, too.
They won't move on from Bear. They won't move on from, well, they did with Zaidi after a while. But this is an organization. Hey, Eric, it holds true. It's an organization. They don't like to say goodbye to anyone.
Here we go.
It's like once you get a job with the Giants, man, you're set for life.
Hold on. What did he say? Where is it at? Oh, here we go. Hold on 1 second. I'll put it up here. Holy crap. You want to get that one while I find this?
And now, another Giant Sports Talk Live Super Chat.
Christian Navarro comes in again. Classy move by San Francisco. Vince Scully called his last game, of course, at Oracle Park. It was a L.A. San Francisco simulcast. Vin was a New York Giant fan. That's true. His last was at Oracle Park on both broadcasts.
Let's take a look at this. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Thank you, Christopher, for the additional $10, man.
And in fact, when Vin Scully passed away, the Dodgers were playing the Giants. That was at Oracle Park.
Yeah. Yep. Correct.
Yeah. Thanks, Christopher. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right. This is a one of the slides I used in the video.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is a video that I did back when I was with NorCal. Look at this.
You know what that looks like, Eric, to me? You know what that exudes to me? That's like going into a CIA office. You know, they get the big glass in the wall, and they've got like, you know, the pictures and the strings going across. You know, they're trying to hunt down the killer. You got stuff all over the place over there. And I don't think any of it's good.
Well, it's not now. Here on the lower left-hand corner here, right? Lower left-hand corner. Giants hire Dodgers GM Farhan Zaidi to head of baseball operations. We set out to find one of the best minds in baseball, and Farhan's many accomplishments and expertise exceeded our expectations. Giants president Larry Bayer said in a statement, Farhan is widely viewed as one of the top executives in our industry, and we are thrilled to have him lead the next chapter of Giants baseball.
Well, he brought the shift in approach, Eric.
Alex Pavlovich for the Giants. This is a coup. Zaidi was high on their wish list from the beginning of a search to replace Bobby Evans, but it always was unclear if they could lure him away from the Dodgers, who are light years ahead of the Giants at the moment. Again, this is back in 2018. So the Dodgers were light years ahead of the Giants, and this is back in 2018.
You know, I'm only going to say this once, Eric.
Real quick, do we finish? They're light years ahead of the Giants at this moment when it comes to roster construction and farm systems. The move weakens the Dodgers front office while giving the Giants a highly thought of executive to take the organization in a new direction. Holy shit, dude.
You know, they're calling for some positivity in the chat tonight, Eric. I'll throw a little positivity out in a negative way. How about that? That's as good as I can get.
This is just
Eric.
I'm telling you, dude.
Eric,
pisses me off.
If you look back, now it's easy now. In retrospect, Eric, They hired Farhan Zaidi. If this had gone the other direction, we all be singing Kumbaya and throwing parades and everybody be happy, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't work out. Took him a little longer than I had hoped to move on from him. But you know,
think about this. I mean,
when you think about it, though, Eric, there were high expectations, and he just didn't meet them. I'm not going to blame the Giants at the time for signing the guy, Eric.
Yes, Mark. But listen, this is the thing. It was always unclear if they could lure them away from the Dodgers, who are light years ahead of the Giants at the moment when it comes to roster construction and farm systems. Again, this is 2018. This is 7 years ago. The move seems to weaken the Dodgers front office, and it didn't weaken. And the thought of it to take the Giants in a new direction. And let's get back to us here.
Yeah, the new direction I think they're talking about, Eric, is simply using analytics instead of old school baseball.
But as Mark says, new direction. The Giants won 3 championships. They had only won the most recent championship at the higher was only 4 years prior to that. So why take it to a new direction when you already had a system in place that was working?
Oh, I agree.
Right?
I totally agree. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm telling you guys, Larry Baer has done a number against the San Francisco Giants. He's done a number. Am I not wrong? If it wasn't for him, Greg Johnson wouldn't have been running the show, and Farhan would have never been hired.
Truer words never spoken. Eric, tell me how you really feel tonight on Giant Sports Talk Live.
Yeah. It pisses me off, man.
There's a
Pisses
short.
me off.
There's a short for you. That's a great short. I want to see that one up there tomorrow. Well said.
It's just how did we go so wrong, man? Granted, hindsight 2020. I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. Hindsight is 2020, but goodness gracious, it was. Look, you didn't have to reinvent the wheel.
See, this is a problem with the San Francisco Giants organization, Eric. Alive says Bear needs to be fired. He is the problem. But he's an owner of the team.
An owner. Well, he's a part owner. Yeah. You can't fire an owner.
This organization is unlike any other I know, Eric. From top down. There are so many different dynamics in play here, Eric, that you gotta if you don't laugh.
Okay. And Robert, here's the problem. Yes, it's the Posey era. The Posey era. But who's still running the show, Robert? The ownership group. You still have the ownership. It's the same ownership group. These are the people who are making the decisions, right? It's Greg Johnson. It's Larry Baer. It's the other owners. They're the ones that are making the decision. So how can it be? How can Posey have an era if he is not given the leeway, so to speak, to be able to go out there and succeed?
Right on, Paul. Right on. I've said it before. You can only boycott.
That's all you can do.
Got to stand up and
That's all you can do.
Do what I did. Don't buy your tickets.
Just don't. Exactly.
Don't buy your tickets.
But
they don't care, Eric. When I'm over at the Indiana Fever game up against the Valkyries, they're not going to go, holy crap, Glenn and Bernice aren't here tonight.
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't care. They'll get some other schmucks in there buying the $5 tickets and they lose. And don't kid yourself, guys. When you have to put on over a third of your season is $5 a ticket, means you don't have a product to sell.
Yeah.
That's what that means. There should be some kind of a ban on this, Eric, but what I'm really fed up in Major League Baseball is the fact that the ticket pricing, and it's probably the same in other sports. Yes, the dynamic pricing. When I say, yeah, we had those great seats and they were $39. And then I go to the window and go, yeah, I'd like those. Oh, for that series? Oh, those are $118.
Right, exactly.
Oh, well, wait a second. You didn't mind selling them to me last week when I came to see the freaking Florida Marlins play.
That's the way it is.
I
know.
I sit those out, Eric.
Yeah.
Like they say, a fool and his money are easily parted.
Okay.
I ain't
Gosh,
spending.
dang it. I didn't mean to keep going down this road. I want to get back to the expectations before you get out of here. Again, I was talking about Willie Adames. What's he going to do?
We're back to
yeah, I know. I totally freaking lost it, but
It's all right.
whatever. Who else? I mean, who else do you have expectations for? I mean, are you looking at this? Are you looking
when you say, okay, outline what you mean by expectations. You think they're going to have a huge year, or you're just intrigued?
You could either go as a team as a whole. You could go as individual players. I mean, do you expect them to be better, worse, same? How do you think they compete against the other quote unquote wild card teams?
I don't think they do. I just don't think they do. I don't think they do, Eric. It's summer night, and you're playing in San Diego, and you're losing. Arizona. I think Arizona, Arizona.
They're going to be good, man.
Vastly improved.
They're going to be good.
Just signing Burns.
Yeah, that really helped the rotation.
And that the young guy, the sophomore there last year, had a rough start to his year. Is he a sophomore? Corbin Carroll.
Oh yeah. He had a tough
year. He has his bounce back year, which I expect he will.
They got a highly touted shortstop. I don't know if he's going to bust out. What is this? Jordan Lawler, I think his name is. Yeah.
Other teams do make moves.
Josh Naylor.
Yeah, Naylor could hit bombs in that stadium.
Vince talked about that on our show. Was talking about that guy's going to be hitting bombs in Arizona because the ball flies in Arizona.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mark
starting
says
pitching.
starting
Yes, Mark.
pitching.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, you got Zach Gallen, you got Merrill Kelly. We'll see if those guys bounce back. Of course, you got Corbin Burns, Brandon Pfaadt. You still have Eduardo Rodriguez, who again his season was derailed last year because of injury. So it's they got a decent rotation.
God. Robert, stop it. For God's sake, stop it. I said earlier in the show, expectations were for Ramos to have an even better year than he did last year. And Lee, I'm highly intrigued. I think Eric, who's been saying he's going to bat 326?
You have, yeah.
So sometimes I pull a little Halloween act and I dress up as Robert Rothberg and I pull this crap out of my ass. Lee's going to bat 326. Ramos is going to have a hell of a year. But once you whittle it down, Eric, what's left?
Right, exactly.
There's no RBIs at first base.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
Come on, man. I told you, if you take third base and first base, the corners, and add up the RBIs, it's got to be the worst in baseball. It's got to be as bad as the White Sox.
Robert, you're not understanding. You boycott the team because of ownership, not because of the players, but because of the ownership. That's the only way you affect change. You got to let them feel it.
Absolutely.
It's the only way. Because, sitting here talking about it is, as I used to say, or I've been saying, talk is cheap. Well, actions are going to have to prove loud, or actions prove louder than words. I mean, it's a stupid cliche, but there's truth to it.
And I'm telling you, Eric, I've said it before. People laugh. I can't wait. We'll see if I have the last laugh. When the WNBA has 19,000 people down the street at Chase Center on a Tuesday night, how many people we do the show and I run back from the game and I say, how'd the Giants do? And you go, oh, they lost again. I'll go, what was the attendance, Eric? There's 18,600 people. All my 18,000 friends were at the basketball game.
Oh, man.
Meanwhile, the Giants are selling $5 tickets. I can sell my Indiana Fever tickets for this upcoming season $4,000 a piece, Eric.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to see a Giant game. It's $5.
Yep.
So the fact, Robert, is that if you don't boycott at some point and just sit games out, are for me. I didn't buy season tickets. I'm boycotting. I didn't buy season tickets this year. Why? I don't want to go to every game. It's gonna be old.
I tell you what, we got it for right now. I'm going to talk about salsa, but right now we got to kind of ignore the chat because it's derailing us. It goes, no disrespect to Mr. Robert, but you guys wonder why Giants ownership does this. Robert isn't an exception. Big part of Giants fans are like this. That is true.
That's right. And they're content. They're content to keep, oh, we're the greatest.
Yep. But okay.
Can you imagine if Robert Rothberg was a Dodger fan?
Tell you
what, running naked in the streets.
Okay, let's do this. We haven't really talked about this. What is your expectation of how Bob Melvin manages?
Hey, Eric, while we're talking, throw out a poll. Throw out a poll for me. I want a poll tonight. Will you do that for me?
Yeah.
Simple poll. Do the San Francisco Giants make the postseason? Yes or no?
Fair. Okay.
Keep it simple for these people on a Monday night.
While I do that, talk to me about what is your expectations of Bob Melvin?
We got 100 people in the chat on the show tonight, Eric. I'm going to get a bigger crowd on a Monday night than the Giants might get this year.
Well, what about Bob Melvin? What do you think?
We'll see how much control of the ball club he has, because last year, Eric,
right,
there were rumors, speculations that he wasn't in full control. And, you know, I don't know if you remember April, May last year, he did not handle the bullpen well. Had to answer a lot of questions in the post games.
Yep.
Didn't handle the bullpen well at all. He was throwing one game. He threw it to everybody, and he had nobody the next day. And he's a veteran manager. Got to know better, Eric.
Okay, and you know, I think Vince also talked about it on our show, talking about he thinks the team's going to run more. Something we can also get into. So Bob Melvin, again, I think that's kind of an unknown. We really don't know how he's going to manage. We saw how he managed when he was with Oakland. He seemed to do a decent job, right, when he was with Oakland. San Diego is kind of a mixed bag. Got to the playoffs, then it didn't get to the playoffs.
So is he on the downslide? It's only gotten worse.
But then again, it was a little bit weird in San Diego. So I'm not going to look. That's a one-off. Now, last year,
weird year last year.
Last year, you could say is a one-off as well, because you had Farhan Zaidi above him. So I don't know. I don't know, man.
Eric, you have another bad year. You have another bad year. You could almost see Buster Posey having to pull plugs to save his face.
That's a good point. That's a great point, because I think that's what Farhan did last year. I think he tried to save his ass last year by making certain moves, and it backfired. Does Buster Posey do the same thing with Melvin if for some reason the team kind of doesn't produce, so to speak?
And you know what? They do have to run more this year. I'll be disappointed. There's an expectation.
There you go. There we go. Do you see more stolen bases? I think we see more stolen bases. I agree with that. I think Vince was spot on that. I think they're going to run a lot more. We'll see. But the problem is, are they going to be able to knock in those guys who steal the bags? If Fitzgerald is on first and gets the second, if Adames is on first and gets the second, is there someone behind them that are going to knock them in, so to speak?
I got to agree with JB. Roster management was this team's major problem last year.
Correct.
Between the platooning and mismanagement of the team.
And hit and run, Mark. Absolutely. Hit and run. When you got a team that has guys with some speed on the bases, the hit and run could do wonders for a team. Will they be able to do that? That's a great point, Mark.
We don't bring him in enough here, but Cole Dunstan says most of the problems last year Melvin couldn't control. Now, there were many. There were many. Period. I wouldn't throw a period in there, though. I think he mismanaged a few ball games, Eric. I was there.
He did. But then again, is he being told what to do? Is there a pre-planned
he wasn't being told to throw out 8 pitchers and then tomorrow. Who's pitching tomorrow? Guys, let me think about that overnight. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I would not be surprised if it's Farhan. They got a fucking printout somewhere and saying, if you run into trouble, go to this guy, and this guy. I would not be surprised. Would not be.
Eric Romo dropping F-bombs tonight. Holy smoke.
That one, slipped.
That slip out of there.
Yeah, there you go.
Boy.
Giants need to be aggressive. I agree with you, JB. Yes.
Oh, God.
Absolutely. Thanks, PK. Appreciate it, man.
It'll almost be that time of the year again. Eric will be updating the old scoreboard every day up on the website. I don't
even remember how to do that. I
do.
hope you do. I hope you do, because I don't.
I do. I just don't have the password of the username anymore.
Yeah, I don't know where that's at either. It's buried in the email somewhere, dude. I don't
Okay, we'll find it. But it'll be here soon.
No, that is from Pitfall, Mark. Pitfall. Graham, great question. Who's going to be the backup catcher? Tom Murphy. It's got to be. They're paying him $4 million. He's got to be the backup.
I told you. The guy who gets paid plays.
It's got to be him.
Speaking of expectations, Eric,
are they going to carry Sam?
How much expectation do you have in a preseason? None.
None. The only thing, spring training is just get your work in, man. That's it. Just get your work in. Look, do you want to see maybe certain milestones? I guess, sure.
I don't know about milestones,
but not
when
wins
you
and
go to a
losses.
spring training, you can get a guy who, like people were talking about Eldridge. What happens if Eldridge bats 700, Eric, and pops 9 home runs? You put a little pressure on.
AAA. He's going to AAA. I really do.
I know, but that's the only thing that I like is to look around, not just the Giants, Eric, to look around, and during the season as well, to look around baseball. We had a lot of fun last year. What's the Eric and Glenn wrap-ups were petering out at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I had just as much fun looking around and following those playoff races, Eric.
Oh, it's fun, dude. Yeah, it was fun.
So, baseball, it's still in our blood, even though we frown upon the team.
The only time I start paying a little bit more attention to spring training is maybe the last week, because that's when the guys are getting stretched out. You should be showing something, so to speak, because in the beginning, look, a starting pitcher, it might be going out there and only working on one specific pitch, and that's it, nothing else. So everyone, say if he's working on fastball command, everybody's going to be sitting on the fastball, and he's probably going to get rocked, right? So now towards the end, that's when you're starting to mix in a whole bunch of different stuff.
Do you remember last year's preseason? Webb couldn't get out of a first inning. He had it tough.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, but that's how you can have your star player, Eric.
Yep.
Does nothing.
Look at this. This is exactly what I said, Robert. In my prediction, I said the Giants will probably win 84 games. And they missed the postseason. That's exactly, Robert. You've been listening to me, haven't you? Thank you, sir. No, I'm messing. I said the same thing. I think they finished with 84 wins and they missed the playoffs. It's not just even the division, Robert. We're talking about the rest of the National League, because you're competing against the rest of the National League for that wild card, right? You got the Cubs who are better. You got the Brewers who are good. You got Cincinnati who's going to be there. Pittsburgh may give you a run for your money because they got a hell of a pitching staff. Then you got on the East, you got the Phillies, the Braves, the Mets. It's not going to be easy. And again, that's not even including Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Padres.
Bernice and I were planning on going to spring training spend a week, Eric, but it's not going to, I don't think it's going to pan out. We're going to go to a couple of rock concerts, and there's a lot of pressure in her office right now with her work. So,
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, the last few weeks it's been.
I bet.
The teams that got a spring training are not the ones that finish the season. It's a long haul.
Wait, who's it? Where?
Just reading Graham's. The teams that come out of spring training are not the ones that finish the season. It's a long haul with all that contains. I think that just is.
Oh, I see. I know what he's talking about. He's talking about how there's going to be a change in your roster. That's what's going to. Sometimes guys, for example, if you got someone in the minor leagues who are producing, the roster's going to look at the trade deadline. You may add a piece here or there. So
I haven't seen Greg in. Is Greg in tonight?
I think he was here in the very beginning. Tell you what, if you want to play the ad, I'm just going to warm up the coffee. I'll be right back.
You need to me. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about our sponsors tonight. Lefties in Burlingame, Duxwell Printing, Genesis Gold, IRA.com, and of course, Signatures for Soldiers. We want you to, if you're in the Bay Area, especially if you're living in the general area, just, visit Lefties once in a while, or at least visit them and say, heard about you on Giant Sports Talk Live. Support our sponsors because they support us, including our featured sponsor.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
That's right. John over at bettercreditcards.com. Big fan of the show. He's over in the East Coast, so he says, I miss the show all the time. But he when he tunes in, he gets a lot of laughs out of Eric and I. So we'll take that as a compliment. Thanks, John, and everybody at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com. No, I'm not related to Will Ferrell. Although somebody asked me in the airport in Minneapolis or Denver one time, they chased me down, wanted my autograph. They thought I was Will Ferrell back in the day. I looked a lot like him. Yeah, I'm looking. There's an expectation. See what Bryce can do in the spring training. Just get some at-bats against at least a few major league pitchers. Like Eric said, it's not going to be a game changer when it comes to Bryce. He's going to start at AAA. So
Absolutely.
We'll see what happens.
He's got to be able to field that position. He has to.
I know it's hockey, but if I don't answer this for about a week now, 8-10 times a show, yes, I'm pumped. I'm going to go. February 24th, the Sharks, just about 10 blocks down the street, are taking on the Winnipeg Jets. I wasn't ignoring you. I never could pick it up fast enough. We were always in company. He's asked me about 8 times tonight. He's been asking me for a week. Hey, Glenn, are you going? Gonna watch the game? Hey, you pumped? So there you go. I'm going to go to that game. I'll join Eric in progress. February 24th. I don't even know what day that is.
Oh, you want to talk about a future freaking, you want to talk about a prospect? I'll show you a prospect. Oh, my God.
Oh, my, he didn't even hit the ball. He hit the tee. He went out. Oh, my God.
Sweet swagger too, eh?
I love it, man. Love it. There we go.
That was sweet.
There we go. You want to talk about some young talent coming up?
That was good. Hey, you know what? We were talking about expectations, Eric. I don't think a lot of us have high expectations. You know why? Because I don't think we did a lot of heavy
I know where you're going. I knew it. I knew where you're going.
Season.
You said heavy lifting? We'll show you some heavy lifting.
I ain't as good as I once was, but I was good as I ever was. Man, you like it.
5 times.
Wow.
And they got to be full.
Oh, shit. Ooh. Hell no. Get this shit.
The old string bean always cracks me up.
The way he just leans and it leans. Oh, man, that's great stuff. Heavy lifting.
Get that shit off me.
Hey, but you know what?
Where did you find that? I know you mocked it up a bit. Where'd you find it?
Senior sent it to me in a text and say, hey, check this out. And I was like, you know what? Let me see what I could do. Because I've never done anything like that with them with memes. So I was like, let me see what I could do. And I was able to download it and I was able to mess with it. And lo and behold, there you go.
5 times. They gotta be.
They gotta be full.
Gotta be.
But you know what? I tell you what. We got celebrities in this chat. Did you know that? Not just Vince Russo. Not just who else?
Hopefully none of the Giants, for our sake.
No, man. We
won't be able to show my face around the ballpark.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Not that I'm going to be there, Alvin.
This chat, man. We got some guys. We got some guys.
I
know. Our very own senior softball games in the crowd during the filming of Insane in the Membrane. There we go, man. How about that?
Well, this Giants team,
man.
this Giants postseason has been driving me insane in the membrane, Eric.
That's so insane. Exactly.
Hey, if you want to
live, Vince,
the
Vince
show,
McMahon.
catch me after the show on oldies96.com. We've got Tuesday trivia all early morning long till 6 a.m.
Oh, dear God.
Get the membrane flowing.
My
I call it the gray matter. Tuesday trivia. Danny Cucamonga.
Oh man, that was great. If you guys haven't checked, I've cut up a bunch of shorts from the from his visit to the show. Go check them out. You guys will enjoy it. It's pretty good stuff.
Now, alive.
Oh, hold on.
Well,
by the
okay.
way, real quick on your poll, 78% say no, 21% say yes as far as the Giants make the playoffs.
78?
79 to 21. That's what I'm
79 to 21. So then most people who have participated in the chat, and we appreciate you doing that to get a rough idea how you're feeling. Most people are getting a grasp of reality this time of the year.
Yeah.
Right. What was I going to say?
Yeah, I tried to cut him up as best I could.
Alive. Look at what Alive's coming in with, Eric. Vince Russo and Cucamonga are my favorites. What the hell? We show up here most nights, for lack of better word, every night. We're here all the time, Eric. And look at the love we get from Alive tonight. Vince Russo and Cucamonga are my favorites. And we're just chopped liver.
Yeah, we're just, It's all good. Yeah, but Vince had some great, he had some great words for you, man.
Yeah, he did, but I was ready. You know that too. I was ready. He gave me props, and then I'm like, but there's a butt coming. He goes, no butts. I didn't see it coming.
Me, man.
See what the San Francisco Giants are doing to this guy, Eric. Another year. Look, a lot grayer.
Hey, listen. First of all, I want to say I've never met Glenn before.
How you doing, bro?
Glenn, I got
the first bro in. Hey,
Glenn, I got to tell you this. I've been watching you and Eric. You are very entertaining, Glenn. I am very, very entertained by you. Seriously, bro. I think you're a great broadcaster. I really, really enjoy you on this show. I really mean that.
There must be a however coming.
No, there's no however. It's just I'm watching you guys. You guys are killing me, man. You guys are killing me.
What's up, Vince? There we go.
Yeah, what's up, Vince? I'm here too. There's something about that guy, Eric.
He's awesome, man. He's awesome. I love him.
He brings the energy. We try to do that.
Yes.
There's nothing worse. And I mean, you can love us or hate us. We have fun doing this. Eric, I watch other channels. And nobody, like other sports, hockey, and I watch an Australian rules football one. Dude, dry is like Tinder Forest, man. Oh my God. They do the show and it's just like, why am I watching? I am not entertained. I got to send that. I am not entertained. They're covering it, they're doing a good job, but that's just like our off season. Very ho-hum, Eric. Just.
Are you saying,
I like to be entertained.
Be entertained. Oh no! Shit! Corbin Burns to the D-backs, guys.
He already signed there.
Oh shit!
Oh, I was at the Model Railroad show.
Oh shit! Thanks, Jay. Yeah, Corbin Burns to the D-backs. John Heyman. Oh, dang it, man. I was so mad.
My favorite part's coming up.
Vince?
Yeah.
Opt out after 2 years.
Listen.
Oh. I can't believe it, dude. Son of a bitch, dude. There you go.
I had just left the Model Railroad show. I was sitting in the passenger seat, And I took that in as a guest, Eric. I was a guest. I was entertained. I heard the music. I said, oh, what's going on?
Oh, man, dude.
And I see you turned a negative into a fun event.
You got to. Paul, where else can you talk baseball one moment and Rambo the next? Hey, alive, appreciate that. That's what we try to do. That's what we try to do that. We try to make it as interactive as possible. Of course, when chats are flying all over the place, it's kind of a pain. But yeah, we enjoy doing that. Absolutely. I love the show with Russo. Thanks.
Would like, but
it's funny how you say that. Niner, the way it happened is it was when I was over on NorCal. Me and Dan were live one time, and all of a sudden, Vince Russo sent out a tweet saying, these guys on NorCal Sports Network are killing me. Kind of what he was saying about us. And I was like, no way. So I tweeted out to him and said, hey, you want to come out? I'll come on the show. And that's how we got connected. We invited him on the show, and then the rest is history, man. It's awesome. Dude is great. The guy he's a fan through and through.
If I was a little younger, I could picture me doing that, Eric. The WWE thing.
Oh, yeah.
We got a wild night, Eric! Oh! I'd be like those guys at the UFC. I'd be like, ah!
Well, the thing is, I mean, his more of his notoriety was he was a hell of a writer. He's the one that wrote out the storylines of what's going to happen with the different matches. When he got over to the WCW, he became more of a presence on camera, which was fantastic. But yeah, I mean, the guy's in the Wrestling Hall of or the WWE Hall of Fame. So yeah, it's awesome. And I love he kind of talked about how he became a Giants fan through his father. Yeah. It's kind of like how
that was cool.
Everybody, right?
It was cool. That's why it was a good show. I learned about him. He didn't know much about me. Had some nice comments. Appreciated that too. If you're watching, Vince, appreciate that, man.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Yeah, lead writer of the Attitude. There you go, Niner. And the guy has just been phenomenal. You know
one thing about Vince, like I said, when I started, I only knew Vince. I'm not a WWE fan or wrestling guy per se. I didn't even know who the guy was. But then when I got to know him, Eric, you had to really read him close because I thought, who the hell is this guy? Who the hell is this guy? But part of it's his shtick too. I was like, holy jeez, this guy's wild.
No, that guy, he's awesome, man.
But he's good. He's so good. Yeah, I like him. And then, holy crap! Any of you guys who were watching the show we didn't make that up. We couldn't script it. I sign off Thursday. We had it on, was it Friday night? Thursday night. Last words out of my mouth on the show were, what are you doing, Eric? I'm going to go watch the Honeymooners episodes. And then we come on, and Vince comes on, and there's a giant Ralph Cramden on the set. I loved it.
That's pretty good.
I'm like, is that Jackie Gleason? He goes, yeah, Ralphie. Dude, that guy. And I said before he joined us, I said, watching this guy, it's like he's in an Elks Lodge. It's a puppet show on one side. He's got Beatles notes and autographs on the other, and he's got giant Ralph Cramdens. It's crazy. It's like a little museum in there.
Yeah, Vince and Senior, they got into it. They got into it during the chat, man. And that was during the fantasy baseball stuff. Oh gosh.
You know what? I appreciate that. Niner Empire says ESPN can't afford Glenn these days. ESPN has to be the worst sports coverage.
Oh, real quick, since we're talking,
and you think we're negative, guys? Watch anything on ESPN. They can find a way to take the most talented players and, he's overrated, Eric. He's overrated. He sucks. ESPN is becoming like some of the news networks. It's just commentary and not coverage.
Right. Okay. Something we haven't talked about tonight, and there's been absolutely zero news on the last remaining big-time free agent. Freaking Bregman. Where's Alex Bregman going?
I think you want my honest opinion.
Yeah,
I think they're just waiting.
Are you still thinking it's Toronto?
I think it's Toronto, or he goes back to Houston. It's one of the two.
You think it's one of those two? You don't think Cubs? Supposedly Cubs got an offer out there.
I think it's Toronto. I think he's going to stay in the American League. but he's an aging player, Eric, and I think he's going to pull a Bryce Harper and a Snell. He's a Boris guy. He'll sign around the 20th of March, 15th.
March? You think it goes all the way to March?
Get a few reps in. He goes, I don't want to go to spring training.
Wow. You think it goes
That's what Harper did. Harper signed like with a week before, 2 days before the season started.
Wow.
I think he goes
but the problem is you wait that late. But the problem is what if teams are already getting established? I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, if you're getting someone like
I think if they want Bregman, they were going to take Bregman.
Okay, here's a question. Here's a question: Is Bregman going to be a third baseman wherever he goes?
Well, I think it's just
or do you think he's
not indicative? I think it depends on who gets him, where he plays, right?
Okay. Do you think he'd rather play third? I mean, is that going to be a deal breaker? If a team gives him, say, more money to be at a second base than they would at third base, would he still go to second base, or would he take less money to play third?
Pay me more money, I'd be the team mascot, Eric. I think money talks.
Okay, all right, fair. It's interesting. I wonder where he's going to go. And look, I'm not saying he's going to be a Giant. That's not what I'm saying, guys.
But I think he'd hit well in the Rogers Center.
Yeah, I mean
He's a
good freaking player, man. He's a really good player. And okay, here's a question. We always go to this. Does he get?
You and I are all over this. Isn't scripted.
Oh no, it's not. This is not, dude. If this is scripted,
We're all over the place.
Fail. If this is scripted, we fail. We'd be off the air.
They'd be in the control room. Stick to the monitor, guys.
Do you think he makes more than Adames?
No.
I don't think he does.
Not this late. I don't.
Well, maybe his. What I'm going to say is he doesn't make as many years, but he may have the same type of contract. In other words, he's going to have a higher AAV.
Something I don't understand why, Eric, but it seems to be the trend in Major League Baseball last 2 or 3 seasons. You get to the preseason, before the preseason, I should say. You get to the offseason. Isn't it funny that the first guys off the board got the big bucks?
Yeah, they did.
And then it peters out. Chapman, Snell, they couldn't get a deal last year. You got Bregman just sitting there, hasn't got a deal. But yet, teams were coming in. Highest Giant contract goes to Adames right out of the chute. Then you've in early December. And then you've got obviously the big contract they dished. Soto gets that deal. Now, Eric, I was going to ask you before the end of the show, and we're getting close. What is it about teams around Major League Baseball, and we can piggyback on that they can go out and spend almost $1 billion on Soto, and then you got a Bregman, like nobody's signing him. What is with that?
I don't know. What's up, Cryptic? San Francisco Giants is your 2025 Super Bowl champions. But yeah, and it's weird, isn't it, Glenn? I don't know what the hell this means. I think there's definitely going to be deferred money, right? Whoever he signs with, there's deferred money.
Was there deferred money on Adames?
No.
See, that surprises me. The Giants, anyway, we won't get into that tonight, but the Giants don't do that. And then they sell themselves short by not doing that.
Right. There's going to be an opt-out, right? There's probably going to be an opt-out. Again, we're talking about Boris. This is Boris's last guy. Yeah. And that's weird, man. There was no talk whatsoever about Bregman.
No.
Bregman's asking more than what he's worth. What do you think he's worth? Farrell, what do you think he's worth? Harris, that surprise team. Harris, what do you think? Who do you think that surprise team is? Senior, I know you've been saying about the Dodgers. I know.
Oh, here they come. Oh, you're pulling over right across the street.
Well,
it's at the end of the show when the sirens are going off in the neighborhood.
Yep. So what do you think he's worth, Farrell? Well, what do you think Bregman is worth? Is he worth more annually than Willie Adames? I think he is.
I think he's worth it.
Does
he get it though? Is the question.
Different question, yeah. But
I think he's worth it.
He's why? So what is he? He's what is it? What is He's getting 182, right, for 7 years. Yeah,
I would rather have Bregman than Adames.
he's more than 26 million a year.
I'd like Bregman over Adames, but the Giants needed to fill that role. They needed after, and the Giants wanted.
I get it. No, I get it.
They had a shortstop for
They needed a
12
short.
years, so they needed to
Yes.
replace the shortstop.
I understand that.
On paper,
And he's only 30.
fan base.
If you want me to pull up StatHead, you guys will see where Bregman stacks up against Adames. Telling you, and I think Bregman is more than Adames.
Yeah.
He's going to get over 28, says Graham. I think so too, because that's I think he got 28 and a half. I think his last year with the Houston Astros. So he's not going below 28 and a half.
Yeah, but like Cole says, at this point of the offseason, he agrees with me. At this point of the offseason, who knows, Eric?
Yeah,
he might have to sell himself short on a short-term deal.
Bregman has more miles. Yeah, he's played longer than he. That's true. That is true. But he seems to go out there every single day, though, right? He doesn't get injured. I think last year he was nicked up a little bit, but he still played quite a bit of games.
Jesus Christ, we're all over the place, Eric. Oh, yeah. Back to expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk briefly. I'm running out of gas here. Let's talk 2 hours again. How the hell do we talk 2 hours about nothing?
Well, we kind of had a bit. Today was a little bit. Now tomorrow is going to be.
You and I are full of crap.
Challenging.
Your expectations for the pitching staff. Mine are mid-tier at best. Mid-tier. I think we get beat around the yard. I don't think this is only projection, right? Right?
Yeah.
We could win 95 games and you and I look like Bozo the Clown, Eric, which wouldn't surprise me. But
hey,
I think Robbie Ray gets beat around the yard. And people are going to go, "Oh my God, he's not what we thought he was." They're not who we thought they were. So I think Robbie Ray's trouble. Harold Reynolds, I like Harrison. A lot of upside. I don't know what to expect from Harrison.
And that's the thing. Look,
Bounce back year.
They know that they don't know the details, but I mean,
they know. You know, at the end of the day, Harold Reynolds and you and I are in the same boat. And I don't put much. I don't know about you. I don't put much stock whatsoever in Harold Reynolds.
You are the Seinfeld of Giants talk. Hey, did you see that? Did you see Jerry and George get back together? I didn't see the actual commercial, but I saw a clip. That was pretty damn good, man. They need to come back. Did you see the clip, Glenn? Go look at it. You got to go watch the clip.
I'll look at it. I'm just watching the cops here. Geez, there's more coming.
Jay Farrell says Verlander going to be good for 60 innings.
Oh, somebody's trying to get away. Cops are going the other way now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this. I think Webb is going to be Webb, right? I always say that. Webb's going to Webb. Ray is going to be, I think he's going to be better. Tommy John isn't like the end-all be-all for a pitcher, so I think he comes back, and I think he's going to be okay. What does okay mean?
Jesus Christ, they turned around. They're coming back this way. This is great.
I've lost Glenn.
There's a car chase. It's like living in LA up here, but it's minus 40. Jesus.
Okay.
I don't think Robbie Ray's all he's cracked up to be. I think my big question mark is Harrison. I have no idea what we get.
I'm kind of the same way with Verlander because of his age.
Verlander, I'm all out on. You know that.
The reason why I say Verlander, and yes, a lot of people want to talk about Nolan Ryan and Randy Johnson. I get it, but that's few and far between, guys. That's few and far between. Not very many pitchers have a lot of success at the age of 42 years old. It just doesn't happen, especially in this day and age. So I'm a little bit. It's a question mark on Verlander. Hicks, I think he's gonna. But what I think Verlander is gonna have a good beginning of the season. I think Hicks is gonna have a good beginning of the season. But talk to me after the All-Star break. And
okay, are you going to give them room? Are you going to give them benefit of the doubt? Okay, if we're in the we're on the final. We're in Game 3 of the Cincinnati series,
mm-hmm.
and we're doing this show. And I go, what happened earlier today, Eric? Holy crap, he gave up 7 runs in 2 innings. That didn't go to. Will you be like, That's okay. Or are you going to be right out of the gate?
No, I won't be right out of the gate doing that. The reason why, and I'll tell you why. Cincinnati is very unforgiving. It just is.
All right. What if he does it in the second game?
Then I'll be like, I don't like
again.
Okay, we'll talk about this.
Out of the gate a minute ago, 3 minutes ago, and said he's going to come out strong.
Well, you guys all got to take in consideration where they're playing to. You have to, because when you're playing in Cincinnati, that ballpark is small as hell, and it doesn't take much for that ball to go over that right field fence. It doesn't. So that's why I'm saying you got to kind of temper. Now, if he has like 3 starts in a row where it's going to be cooler, so it might be different. But if he has 3 starts in a row and it's looking pretty bad, I'll be concerned.
Yeah.
I'd be concerned because you got to look, and I understand it's the beginning of the season, but you can't, the Giants can't afford to throw away games. If they're looking to try to do a damn, a wild card, every game is going to be important. It really is.
Anything that's close.
You got to win those one run games. That's something that Bob Melvin seems to have issues with.
But now that you've reviewed it, pretty much you're on base with me. So we take a look at the pitching. Is there anything there that gets you fired up? Like, I think Cincinnati, man for man, is a better pitching staff, Eric. Starting pitching staff.
Hold on. Who is their stam?
I have it minimized here. I'll bring it up. I erased it. I brought something else up. I'll bring it back. But I was just going to mention to you, I was bringing up some stats, looking up. I was looking up a list of some pitchers that I remembered over the last 10 probably years. So you got Hunter Green.
Oh, I forgot about that. They picked up Brady Singer.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Everybody else made moves. Don't forget, we're not just, the Giants are going to be better than last year. So's everybody. But I was going to say, Eric, thing I said about Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray's had his day. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's had the injury. But Eric, sometimes you don't get it back, man. Sometimes you can be a flash in the pan.
Yeah, I get it.
Winner and look at R.A. Dickey. Every team in baseball would have traded for him, Eric.
Yeah.
The guy had a 1.40 ERA in the next season.
Yeah.
Couldn't get out of the first inning. His career was over.
That's happening. Especially with the knuckleballer, that's even that much.
See, now even that would get me excited. If we tuned on the show tomorrow night and you said the Giants signed a knuckleball pitcher, at least I'd be like, well, there's something to be intrigued about.
Well, the Padres have a knuckleball hitter, and the guy kind of sucked. He had his moments, but all right, here we go.
Yeah, well, hey, they made the postseason.
Yes, I agree with you, Graham. I said this. The Reds also have Tito, and underestimate him at your peril. I 100% agree with you. That's going to be different ball club than it was last year.
Gets the most out of his players.
Brian Price is not a Tito Francona.
But again, keeps with my black and white color HD. Brian Price, it's like they're very mundane, Eric. There's no vibrancy.
Let's look at
Francona on that bench, man, he'll liven it up. The players are going to be excited. The city will be excited.
He's a leader. All right, let's look. Hunter Green, pretty good. Brady Singer, pretty good. Andrew Abbott, pretty good.
There's the guy, Andrew Abbott.
Wade Miley, he's going to be your innings eater. Nick Martinez, he had some good seasons with San Diego, but I think he's more of a reliever guy. Nick Lodolo, another decent guy. Rhett Lauder, wasn't he a touted prospect at one time? Pretty sure he was. And then you got Graham Ashcraft. That's pretty damn good.
Flyers. But anyway, I think their pitching staff can top ours.
And look at this. They now got Taylor Rogers. They got Brent Suter. Emilio Pagan. Some of these other guys I'm not sure. Santillan I know a little bit about. There's their catchers. Then they got Candelero. It's going to be good. He had a fantastic winner.
Steer,
Spencer Steer, Christian Encarnacion Strand. Now he had both of these guys battled some injury last year. Then you got Gavin Lux, Matt McClain, Santiago Espinal. Don't know who Cooper Bowman is. And then you got these guys.
So they got Steer. Steer played second base last year. They've got him listed on that timetable at first and third. So I guess with Gavin coming in.
There's Stewie, TJ Friedel. He's kind of a, what do you call it? A platoon player.
There's your surprise team, Eric.
Hayes.
There's your surprise team, Cincinnati Reds.
Zach Fraley. But yeah, look, this starting rotation is actually pretty damn good.
Yeah.
The starting rotation for the Cincinnati Reds isn't bad. It's going to be exciting.
And regardless if the Giants pitching staff, Eric, are lights out or they suck, for me, the in-between is that they are boring. It's a boring pitching staff, man. I got 2 tickets to the game. Who's pitching?
Look, you know what's going to happen. I tell you what, though. But see, I think, unfortunately, to an extent, I agree. But there's going to be a lot of people hyped to go watch Verlander pitch. You watch. There's going to be a lot of hype for Verlander pitch.
In the Bay Area, you know it. The casual fan will think that this guy
it's going to happen.
Is the next Louis Tiant.
I would honestly, you know what would make me excited, Glenn, is if Harrison and Birdsong were both in the rotation. But I did like what Vince said. Vince talked about having a competition for that 5th spot. And I think that is important. If you're only going to play one of those guys, make them compete for that 5th spot in spring training.
I know, but I don't want to zigzag here all over the place now when they're talking about pitching. But Vince was right. I said to Vince I think it was a position. I think it was right field, as a matter of fact, when he was talking about you get to spring training, have a little competition. Let's see what Matos can do. I said, well, what are you talking about? You got a pitching staff where Buster Posey is already penciled in. Here's what's going to happen. I'm like, just let the boys get on the field and maybe somebody will prove somebody else wrong and prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe. You're already coming in with, Birdsong's the odd man out. We're not even at spring training yet.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't like that aspect.
Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. Either Birdsong or Harrison are out. Right? There's already 4 guys. There's already 4 guys.
What then what happened to going young, going youth? So, with a broken record, right? We're going around in circles.
I know.
But hey, Buster said it. So if Buster said it, Eric, then if you're going to talk the talk, you're going to walk the walk. If you're going to go young, go young. Don't sign a 42-year-old pitcher and have me trying to go ape shit on the show.
Ooh, I see something. Champ, hold on. Let me come to you. Salsa says, do you guys think, by the way, guys, Salsa is not advocating for someone to get hurt. He's just saying, in case. Do you guys think Verlander makes it out of spring training without an injury? I think he goes down fast. My bet is before May.
I think they baby him. I think
they baby him too.
Pussyfooting through spring training, as I call it, pussyfooting around. And then
you know why? Because they don't want to risk. He's only got so many bullets. Only so many bullets. Champ, you know what, Champ? 17-17. I like what you're saying here. Could we maybe see Jordan Hicks trade in spring training? I don't think spring training, but maybe at the deadline.
All right. No disrespect, but again, if I got my big board in the room, Jordan Hicks isn't on the board.
You know what? Nope. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I would trade if he is having a phenomenal beginning of the season. I 100% would trade Jordan Hicks at the trade deadline because you know what's going to happen afterwards. What's going to happen afterwards. What do you think is going to happen after the trade deadline? He's going to fall apart, and you could probably get if he's tearing it up. I think the Giants could get a good piece from a team that is trying to compete. You might be able to get something decent.
Yeah, but didn't he only make it to about July last year? Ran out of gas.
Hey, other teams who are watching us, Hicks was phenomenal.
Oh, it was great. GMs out there.
Hey, there you go.
Eric's pulling a Pinocchio.
100%. Because if he's showing any value, I get rid of him because his deal is so cheap for a starting pitcher. I would just say, all right, we're moving on. We're moving on from him.
You know what, Eric?
Because then you free up more money.
This is actually.
Again, I like that, champ. Not in spring training, but at the trade deadline. Not at spring training. Trade deadline.
Senior makes a valid point, and you guys will laugh, but when you get to be, I'm a few years older than Verlander, right? Verlander pitching in the damp, cold nights at Oracle, that can't be good for a 42-year-old pitcher. We're not talking about throwing the ball around in Miami or, Arizona, Eric.
Yeah.
It's damp at Oracle Park.
It is. I get it. And it's not healthy on the old bones. Michael, Posey doesn't want to trade anyone, but here's the problem. I don't think he has that. He doesn't have that personal relationship with Hicks like he has with some of the other guys that he's actually caught. It's a little bit different, maybe not. We'll see. At the trade deadline is going to be key, right? Glenn, trade deadline is going to be key for this club this year because they cannot miss on trading players if they're out of the damn race. They got to trade them. And Tom, I hear what you're saying with the bullpen. I get it. That does make sense. But if you could get a player for Hicks, I would trade him in a heartbeat.
If we're having this conversation on August 4th or 5th at the trade deadline and they don't.
If we're not out of it, well, then you hold on to him, right? It's situational.
See,
right?
Look, Harris comes in and says Robbie Ray should be the odd man out. So again, there's unpredictability among the chat because nothing on this roster, including pitching, is set in stone.
Well, I tell you what, I would not hesitate in trading Robert. If he's having a fantastic year and the Giants aren't exactly pulling it together, trade everything. Because you got to get better because obviously it's not working. Senior, I've been preaching that Posey's first test will be the trade deadline this year. Okay. That's fair.
Senior, that's fair, but I think he's failed the first test. I don't think he's
this offseason was a little bit weird. But I'm not gonna I think ownership had a lot to do with this too. I think they put some unrealistic barriers in front of them. They should have traded for a player and they should have gone out and got one more free agent.
Well, if you want to take it back to last trade deadline,
no,
we're sitting here, Eric. We're sitting here with nothing in the cupboard, and you gave. I don't get it, Eric.
I don't either, man. I don't either.
If I walk up to you and say, here's a dollar, Eric. You give me some change, and I'll see if I get my money's worth. You got nothing out of Snell. He walked. Why Eric? It's not rocket appliances. Snell's going to walk. Got to trade him. But no, of course not. And then what's the guy do? And I think it's a scam. You should be, I think I've lost all respect for him. But how do you go to your final start and go, sorry, boys, don't want to get hurt. Surgeon's hands. Don't want to get hurt. Gonna skip you're paid, Eric. When you're paid millions and they say it's your turn to I don't want to pitch today. Piss me off.
JB, you're making me itch. Remember that bullshit ass freaking comment from Farhan at the trade deadline last year? Best rotation in baseball.
You broke that during our show, and I thought, what a great way to start this new show. Best rotation in baseball. There was a lot of stuff came out that day. Remember, Zaidi couldn't even make the deals. He goes, well, we brought in Chapman because I gave the keys to the car to my manager.
No. That's when they got not Chapman. That's when they got Mark Canha.
Or Canha, rather. I said Chapman. Sorry. It was Mark Canha. Yeah, I gave him the keys to the car. He wanted Canha. Well, you can't have the manager saying, I want all my... Again, you can't have anybody in your organization playing buddy. I just want my buddies in here.
And that might have been just...
We just signed it.
That could have been tongue-in-cheek from Farhan. That's a Farhan move. Let's be realistic. I don't think Melvin had anything to do with it. That was.
I don't know if that's true. We got Chapman, you had Canha, and now you just signed that guy who has what was he bagging groceries last year? The A's pitcher pitched for Melvin.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
smelling something.
Yeah, but you still got Zach. Hey, you still got Zach Manasian, and that's running the GM, who got was hired by Farhan, so Farhan saw something in him as well. But here, let's talk about this.
Zach Manation,
you talked
quiet.
Hold on.
The most quiet general manager.
Last year, you were talking about Snell. I go back all the way to 2022. In 2022, the Giant, me and Dan both said, freaking Carlos Rodon is going to walk. He's not going to sign an extension. Don't fall for the bullshit where he says he loves the city and everything's hunky-dory. No, he's going to freaking walk. His freaking agent was Scott Boras. He's 100% going to walk. You got to trade him. And what did they do? They held on to him, and all you did is get a compensation pick. In 2023, Alex Cobb was arguably having the best season of his life, right? You needed to trade him. The Giants weren't going to go anywhere. They just weren't. Even though they had the first wild card, you could see that things weren't exactly lining up. And then last year, as you identified, you had Blake Snell just sitting out there ready to be traded. You know he was going to walk. Lo and behold,
a lot of players there. A lot of players could have come in. If you got 2 for every one of those deals, and you left them out there on the table, missed opportunity.
I don't see that happening. I don't see no trade happening. I think the Giants, once spring training starts, I think that's who they're stuck with, man. You tell me why would you trade during spring training at that point? Why couldn't you have gotten it done now? Dude, I just have no faith. Look, in the beginning, in October, I was saying the Giants are going to go big. They have the ability to do it. They got the money. Go out there and get it done. And I thought they were on the right track when they got Willie Adames. Even though I didn't want to care for him, I wanted to get some other players. But whatever, you still went out there and you spent a lot of money for the guy. So I was like, okay, well, maybe they're just not going to stop. Remember, I said that. No way they stop at Willie Adames. And now you haven't done anything else since then?
Well,
I don't see it. I'm done. I'm done saying that the Giants are going to go out there and trade or sign another free. I'm done with that. That ship, as they say, has sailed. It's gone.
It's
going around the bend.
It sank, baby. Yeah.
All right. I think we're about done. Hey, might as well. Hey, remember this? Boom.
Oh, they're all good, Eric. They're all good.
Man.
They've all had their moments.
I know, man. What else? Do I have? That's pretty much it. Pretty much it. Spencer says 74-76. Any major trade, says Red Hawk, would have been done there. That's my thought too.
Yeah.
No, Snell was not terrible, but he was coming around. He was starting to come around at the trade deadline. His numbers are still atrocious, but he was coming around.
And I know it's professional, Major League Baseball, and you could be traded tonight, Eric. Who knows? I might trade you. I might trade you after the show, as a matter of fact. But, well, I'd have nobody to do with thumbnails then. But I need them. We're going to keep them around, at least to the trade deadline. But I think we're just a few days out from pitchers and catchers. Next week, the players will be coming in, Eric. I think teams are pretty much set to bring their players in.
Yeah.
It's hard for the next week to 10 days. I can't, there'll be no trades. You don't trade.
I mean, it's not out of, but usually you want to go in with the guys that you have, right?
That's right. You don't go into spring training for 2 weeks and go, all right, let's bring somebody fresh in. And then what you end up like Snell last year. You get guys who aren't, they don't know the dressing room. They haven't played with these guys. It's just a fresh concept. And you're a couple of weeks out from the open. Geez, you get to spring training, Eric. And then we're a month out from the season.
I know. Know. You're right there. I mean, we're on the precipice of the beginning of baseball.
Ooh, you beat me tonight. The precipice. I'm going to have to bring my thesaurus to the Giant Sports Talk Live. By the way, I'm going over. I should have been over there by now. I'm going over. See up on the screen right there? I'm going to Oldies 96. 96.1 FM. It's also up there on the internet, too. We broadcast there as well. Oldies96.com. And all I have to do, Eric, is swing around. I get the table here. And I do see the studio.
Yeah. Hey, look at that.
That's the music. Got the stray cats on. Now doing the stray cat strut.
And I see the reflection of your keyboard blinking away back there.
Yeah, and tonight was a very special edition of Giant Sports Talk Live. Not only did we get Wilmer Jr. in.
Yeah, I know.
I had to get him out of here. But look at that. For your viewing pleasure.
Your
Boy,
boy.
I took a lot of heat in the comments the other night there. Like I told you. Wilmer Flores, I think he can, if he was healthy and played 162, he can hit 30 home runs. And then somebody come in and goes, yeah, but he played 93 games and he hit only 20. I go, well, do the freaking math, dude. Do the math. If you play 100 games, Eric, and hit 20, then you should have what, about 28, 29? You're getting that. No, actually, you should get over 30. You got 60. I just like to do the math. General math. General math.
Yep. Okay.
A lot of things to watch. Once spring training. Actually, who cares about spring training, to be honest with you? It's kind of the ritual. We know it's around the corner than the season. But there's things going to be watching next few weeks, Eric. We're getting ready for opening day, and you'll be watching. What does Soto do? How quick do the Mets get out of it?
Yeah. I know.
There's a lot of storylines.
There's a lot of storylines out there. Nick Pivetta, of course, the Dodgers. Roki Sasaki, how is he going to do? Oh, my gosh. Anyway, Salsa, real quick. Mike, I think the Giants don't touch Bregman because of the whole cheating thing. Well, guess what? Guess who else was on that team, Salsa? Who was on that 2017 team with all the allegations of cheating? And you know what? Glenn, we talked about this. He is now a San Francisco Giant.
Yeah.
Verlander
was
part of the cheating team, and the Giants signed Justin Verlander. Yeah. Just saying. You could say you want to say it? Yeah. You want to say he was on a cheating team. I'm not going to call him a cheater because I don't know. That would be stupid of me. But he was on a cheating team.
Yeah, it's only cheating when you get caught. That's all.
Yeah.
And it was ironic. It was ironic. The player on the team called them out on it too.
Yeah.
Funny how that broke. Oh yeah, Paul, you missed little Wilmer Flores was being a little rascal here. He climbed up my back, put the claws into me. He's just
Gerald, we talked about that.
He's a nightmare.
There you go. Correa too. The Giants were in on Correa. It wasn't because they didn't sign him because of the cheating. They signed him because, well, they spent too much money.
Yeah, see, there's another storyline. Let's watch Correa this year and Adames this year.
Good point. Yeah.
I'm going to be watching Wilmer. I'm going to be watching closely just how good or how bad or the level of improvement in Bailey's hitting.
Yeah. And
big question mark.
And if Matos gets his run at right field.
I knew you couldn't make it through a whole show.
Yeah, I know. Have to. Hey, maybe tomorrow we do kind of in line with expectations. Maybe we do predictions on batters.
Yeah, that's what
not the whole. I'm not going to do the entire. Let's just do the everyday 1 through 9, and then the 5 pitchers. How about that? Maybe the bullpen. Yeah, I guess we could get.
I'll do Wilmer. You can do the rest.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Okay. I'm always looking out for you, pal. Does anybody? Hey, don't give this away for the next minute, Eric. But everybody can see I've got the 9-foot Wilmer Flores up there on the wall. Not everybody got a 9-foot Wilmer up there in the batting circle, but
I would say nobody has a 9-foot Wilmer Flores on their wall.
Who's that guy? You know, I'm sure.
I know who it is.
Anybody know who that giant is? He actually looks old in that banner. He looks.
By the way, he's excellent. Good at it. Anyone who watches wrestling knows what a spear is. He is excellent at delivering the spear. You know who knows? Mike Morse. No. Did I say his name? Yeah, Mike Morse, right? Did I say his first name right?
Michael Morse?
Michael Morris. Yeah, that's what I thought. Mike Morris.
Well, you think that's Michael Morris?
No, that's not Michael Morris, but he understands what the spear is. Dude from the Cubs, Notre Dame. Yeah, there you go. You're close. It's the same guy, but who isn't?
Yeah, same guy, but that's not his name.
It's not the dude. He is not the dude.
There you go. Mikey O coming in hot tonight with Jeffrey Marja.
Try to freaking spell that last name.
And nobody else. Yeah, we'll get 10 guesses and all spelled differently.
He absolutely ended Michael Morse's baseball career with that spear. Remember during the Bryce Harper incident with freaking dipshit freaking Strickland? Remember Buster Posey caught a lot of grief for that one. Man, how the hell did all of a sudden we got all these people that showed up?
Hey, that's
late bloomers.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about Bryce Harper, isn't he? He's a freaking madman.
Yeah,
he's always fighting with somebody. Kind of like me.
Strickland was always fighting with somebody. Always fighting with somebody.
Oh, you put those two together. Sort of like the what's his name, the outfielder for the Dodgers and Mad Bum.
Puig.
You couldn't put him on the diamond at the same time.
Oh, those guys had some heat, didn't they? Woo-wee.
Imagine if they ever had to play in the same. Oh, dude.
You know what the nickname that Vin Scully gave Puig, right?
No, I'm not a Dodger fan, Eric. I'm sure you would know.
Scully called him. Anyone know? You guys are going to probably Google it. Crazy Horse. That's what they called him. Crazy Horse. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
All right, we're out of here. Catch you here tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Eric and I are going to break down, well, at least Eric's going to break down the hitting as far as we think the things will shake out. I'm going to review the Wilmer Flores preview. Watch the thumbnail. Eric's going to have a big Wilmer Flores and a question mark. That's it.
Oh, man.
I don't know, Eric. Maybe they'll surprise us. But I've watched a lot of baseball over the years, Eric.
Look, it's not.
This is a 500 team at best.
I can't. You know, with baseball, it's hard to put absolutes because you never know what can happen in any given season. But not happy. There, look, we're not the only ones. To sum it up, me and Glenn aren't the only ones talking the way we're talking. I mean, we have an article
that poll tonight.
We talked about that. The article with Dave Tobener. Again, go follow him on Twitter, guys. GG Giants. Go follow him on Twitter. Marty Lurie has had some reservations about the team and why this is it. Yeah, I want to, Graham. I don't know when, but yes, I'm going to try to get one in. Yeah. But as a baseball, and that's what I'm trying to say. You never know. They could have a magical season. They could absolutely have that. We'll see how it all pans out.
Last Thursday night, Eric, I played a song over here, right behind me on the jukebox. Played a song on the oldies96.com. Reminded me of Giants baseball. It was from an album in the 1980s by Billy Joel. Remember the album Glass Houses? The big hit on the album was called "Still Rock and Roll to Me."
Yeah, okay.
There's a song on that album.
We didn't start the fire.
The opening no, that's long after that. On that same Billy Joel album, there's a song, Eric, and the song goes, "It's just a fantasy. Whoa, it's not the real thing. Whoa,
Fair enough.
I thought, oh, that's Giants baseball. Hey, you want to have a few laughs on the way out? Want to have a few laughs, then go into the extra?
Sure.
Get me all fired up, Eric. Get me fired up. Play the preview video again.
The preview, which hold on, what's the preview one? I'm lost.
Giants baseball, nothing like it.
Oh, you want me to? Really? You want me to get?
Let's stop being facetious. Let's go out with a bang. Get me all excited.
You want to get excited?
Pitchers and catchers this week.
Hold on. Are you trying to say you want to be hyped?
Guys, if you think it's the same motto we've just recycled every year, it was so good last year, Eric. We had to bring it back again.
There we go. You want to get hyped?
So good. See you tomorrow night, guys.
See ya.
Baseball is back.
Here in the Bay, it's more than just a game.
Don't believe us?
Just watch.
Sat him down on 3.
Strike tirándole un slider.
It's our team. It's our city.
This is our house.
A leaping edge.
This is Giants baseball.
Giants.
We don't give in.
We give it all to win.
He got it with the tag. Lindsey makes the catch.
From the first pitch to the last out.
Got him. The Bay doesn't just show up.
We show out.
Gigantes, ¿están listos?
Are you ready?
Get in on the action.
Giants baseball. Nothing like it.
Oh, I ain't as good as I once was, but I was good as I ever was. Man, you know I can't.
5 times. And they got to be full.
Oh, shit. Hell no. Get this shit.
Smile in the video at the very end with Adamas. Did you notice none of the players? They were like, Giants baseball.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Nothing
saying.
like it.
You're
And I was
asleep.
like, oh my God, Eric was right.
Yes, that's what I try to say.
First time around, I just thought it was amateur hour.
The only one that had a little bit of excitement was Logan Webb. Everyone else,
Ramos gave a little bit of excitement, like a little more
everyone else is just
but
Giants baseball.
Pat Chapman, I thought was going to
Giants
keel
baseball
over
city.
on the set. And Adamas looked like he would want to just kill somebody. Giants baseball. I think he was starting to laugh, Eric. Giants baseball. Nothing like it.
Let's get out of here.
Glenn, you said 36 home runs, not
33.
30.
33.
I said 33 for Wilmer Flores. Now
33.
look, now everybody's making shit up. Good thing I wrote it down.
33.
I actually have the cue card over in the other room today. I was doing some housekeeping, Eric. I found the cue card. I might break it out.
Oh,
next
speaking
show.
of which, you're gonna do that
Bregman.
tomorrow.
It's the
You're gonna write
Bregman.
everything down tomorrow.
Yeah, it's the Bregman cue card. Remember we did the cue cards?
Yeah. I remember.
Who's getting traded where? And none of us, you, me, chat, we all kind of butchered it.
Yep.
But I've got the Bregman, and he's the only cue card I got left. I'm going to see. I want to revisit it tomorrow. See, I've got him, I think, going to Toronto. I think the chat had him going to Houston. I can't remember what you had. I'll bring it out from the other room tomorrow.
All right.
And we'll take a look at the stats, what we project.
I'm out of here.
You know, Eric? Can I leave you with this thought? As much as I'm kind of still in the doldrums, I feel the blood starting to flow a little bit now.
Yeah,
that
I'm excited
the
about
fight is
baseball.
coming to
100%. I'm ready for baseball.
It's coming.
I love. Matter of fact, gonna go watch some more JUCO baseball. February 22nd. I'm going to Elk Grove. Gonna meet up with Robbie DeVille again. The baseball team that he works with is coming to Elk Grove. So
Well, aren't you special?
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Robbie DeVille invited me to a WNBA game.
There you go, man. Right on.
Yeah, I said, don't waste the ticket on me, but he's always, you know what? Of all the guys, not to sell anybody in this chat short, Robbie DeVille, he texts me. He goes out of his way to.
Yeah, he's awesome, man.
For me.
Good guy. Good guy, man. I like him. All
Uh,
right, guys, I'm out of here, man. I'm done. Let's go.
Thanks to our chat. Thanks to what's his name there who sent in a couple. We got a couple of what do you call them tonight? There, the super chat
yeah, Christopher Navarro sending 2 super chats at $10.
helps
Thank
us out. Thanks, appreciate that. Okay, see you tomorrow night, Eric. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Yeah, buddy. Tomorrow, pitchers and catchers report. Nothing like it.
I'll miss it. I'm working till 6.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.